Chapter 1: How to Get Rid of Shyness. It might not come as a surprise if you confess that one time or another you experienced self-conscious when you are placed in a room filled with strangers. But, have you ever felt so shy that your heartbeat started to race when an individual asked you out on a date but you were too shy to say yes? That is another form of social anxiety. Why do people experience shyness? Everyone tends to feel shyness at differing degrees. Your shyness might be because of any of the following. Negative self-image. Individuals who have a negative image of themselves usually believe that their unique qualities are not as interesting as other folks, thus they aren't worthy of praise or admiration. They often resort to trying hard to fit in but often end up not liking their own selves. Psychologists say that you have to go back to a person's experiences when growing up because generally, it is during this time that their image of themselves is developed. Extreme self-preoccupation. Self-preoccupation is when you feel overly sensitive to all the things that you are doing or saying. It is as if you are in the center of attention. This sense is only going to create nervousness because you begin to question your every move. Your focus is centered on the things that you are doing wrong. False labeling. When you say and see yourself as a shy person, you have the tendency to live up to that image. To defeat shyness and social anxiety, you need to use a few strategies. Every individual is unique. You need to find your strengths and improve on them. Instead of finding what is wrong with you, find something that you are good at and focus on consistently doing it. Find characteristics that put you at an advantage. In your uniqueness, find what makes you tick and magnify it. Stop hating and start liking. The first person who should like yourself is you. Practice knowing and appreciating your uniqueness. Learn to love yourself. Find some me time and become grateful for all that you are. Reacquaint with yourself. Instead of focusing on the wrong you may commit, give attention to individuals around you. If you are conversing with a tiny group, focus on others and notice what they have to say. Change your interest into getting to know these people. You probably have one person with whom you have been constantly working with in the same office team, but you don't even know his or her first name because you don't spend time with him or her outside work. Reach out to people. Release your stress and anxiety. Do exercise sessions. Instead of being stressed, rechannel your power into something else. Look at things at a complete new perspective. You walk or jog around the neighborhood to release that. Some would say doing meditation exercises. If anything bad does happen, do not bail out. You just entered a room full of people and you begin to feel the anxiety, so you think that the next best thing is to just leave. Doing this won't help you in any way. Turn the problem into something that you can learn from. Why did you suddenly feel that way? Is there a way that you can transform how you feel? Face the situation and learn from it. That is the only way you can escape it. Nobody's perfect. Regardless of how popular a person is, he's still not perfect, so quit comparing yourself with others. Focus on the moment and don't overthink situations. How to increase your self-esteem. Experts define self-esteem as the overall perspective of a person on his or her value. It is one's view of the self and one's attitude towards it. Do you feel worthy? Do you feel able? Are you proud of yourself? Are you encouraged? Do you know yourself, and are you proud of that? Only you can decide. Saying negative things such as the ones listed below may seem harmless, but what you are doing is creating something in you that later becomes permanent. It soon becomes the cause of conditions such as social phobia, depression, and panic attacks. Some of these things we say are: I am a failure. I am so fat/thin. It is too stressful to handle. I will never make it. What does a low self-esteem do? 1. Poor health as a result of eating disorders, and low energy levels because you are so busy pleasing everyone but yourself. 2. Missed career opportunities as a result of the echo in your mind that says you cannot do it. Low self-esteem makes you feel inappropriate and unworthy, hence hinders you from taking risks and creating something. 3. Sexual problems are closely related to self-esteem issues because it is all about an individual's problem with his or her image. Low self-esteem leads to low sex drive and addictions. Individuals seek help for these only to find that there existed deeper-rooted issues that manifested themselves as sexual addiction or sexual problems. 4. Low self-esteem harms your emotions because you find yourself unable to put your feelings to the fore. It hinders you from accepting your weaknesses and sharing intimacy on many levels with a partner. You find yourself being either too shy and come across as aloof or too arrogant when all you needed was a shoulder to lean on. The first step to building your self-esteem is by challenging his messages of criticism to you. Replace them with opposite and positive messages. An example of a negative inner voice is when you are told these people will never like me, I am too short and inappropriate, or they think I am spoilt and stuck up. Acknowledge your strengths and say, I am the best there can ever be, I am beautiful, or I have a kind heart for helping people. Live consciously. Do not betray your mind, as it is man's basic survival kit. It tells you what to do. Live in a way that you do not lie to yourself. Clear that mental fog in your mind and understand that you are human. Understand and put thought in all that you do. Make informed choices, and avoid impulsiveness. If you do not live mindfully, your brain freezes. It is no longer able to send meaningful messages to you because you keep doing the opposite. For instance, stop lying about things that you may not have or are not able to do. Stop lying to yourself that he or she loves you and that he or she will come around. Mixed signals will kill your mind. You are only making room for mental dysfunction. Do not trick your mind anymore into believing things that are not true and hence living a lie. Accept things the way they are. It is a daily walk. Be responsible for you. Begin to realize that no one will come to make you feel better. To each one, life is given, and we have our own lives to live. You are therefore responsible for your own happiness. You can sit around and be gloomy about it all day, all year, and watch your life waste away, or you can take a stand and own your life and happiness. Do not listen to negativity from people. You alone can make your life heaven or hell. Isn't it great that the power to do all these lies in your hands? Wake up and smell the coffee, because your time for living for other people is over. Call a friend. Gather enough courage and start by asking someone that you trust or are close with to tell you some of the things that they love about you and that they think you are good at. The next step is you vent your feelings towards them. You need to have gathered enough courage to be able to tell everything you are feeling without holding back. Let it all out, and when you begin to cry, let them hug you but not try to fix anything or tell you it will be okay. Let it flow and lay it all on the ground. Ask for a hug also, and let them remind you that they love you. Again, her or she should be someone you can trust and has been there for you before. Live with a purpose. Living with purpose is not waiting upon chance to guide your life. It is refusing to be at the mercy of chance. It is being the initiator of your own course, the controller. Living without a purpose is waiting upon things to happen, for things to be handed down without initiative, for being reactive and drifting along. When you begin to realize the power you have and start to plan your life, your self-esteem is nurtured. You become a wholesome person day by day. Ask yourself, what is it I am going to achieve? How? Are my means appropriate? Do I need to make adjustments to my strategy? Living purposefully requires you to be conscious of what you do while rethinking purposes. Living purposefully is a mark of success for people who enjoy control over their lives and are successful. Simply put, success in life requires that we live purposefully, knowing where we are going. How to reward yourself. The most profitable investment you can ever make is one that you make in yourself. Self-investment can yield instant payoff and greater future returns. If you want to become more productive, then you have to prioritize your growth both personally and professionally. It is the key to a more successful and satisfying life. Read to fuel your mind. One of the things all successful people have in common is the passion for reading books. Read not just for entertainment. Take up reading as a habit. Charles William Eliot once said, "Books are the quietest and most constant of friends. They are the most accessible and wisest of counselors and the most patient of teachers." Read materials that increase your knowledge of the world and of yourself. Read materials that can teach you a new set of skills and help you to become a better version of yourself. Read books that challenge you and motivate you to step it up. Invest in personal growth courses. The mind works like a muscle. It gets much stronger when you use and exercise it. On the other hand, it becomes weaker if you do nothing with it. Engage in activities that challenge you. Try out something new. These things allow you to stretch your skill set to ways you have never reached before. Learn a new language. Attend workshops and conferences. Improve your education in every possible way you can. New activities challenge you to discover new things that will otherwise remain hidden and untapped. Explore your creativity. Every individual has a gift of creativity. For some people, it is quite obvious, but for others, it has to be unearthed. Tap into your creative side. It could hold the key to unlocking your highest potential. Creativity is not just about creating beautiful things. Creativity can help you approach problems in different ways and find solutions outside the box. Creativity forces us to use other parts of our brain that may be untapped but are equally crucial for our individual growth. In truth, creativity comes in many forms. It is not just exclusive for musicians, writers, or painters. In essence, creativity is about exploring new things. Play a musical instrument or sing. Draw or paint anything. Explore the outdoors and let it inspire you to make something tangible. Pick something you have never dared try before. Explore it fully and you may be surprised at the things it can help you discover. Find a mentor. Is there a specific set of skills you want to develop? In addition to attending extra courses, you can also get a mentor. Think of anyone who succeeded in that area. Reach out to him. A mentor can teach you the tricks of the trade. More importantly, a mentor can serve as an inspiration and a source of great connections. Successful people do not stop being students. Rather, they continue to push themselves outside their comfort zone. These people are lifelong learners. They know it is all part of growing as an individual. In the words of Albert Einstein, intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. Have a balanced life. Leading a successful career does not require you to spend all your time on the job. Many people think they have to sacrifice everything else to build their careers. The truth is, a balanced life is essential in success. You do not necessarily have to choose between your personal and professional life. The key to happiness is to find a balance. Switch off. Learn to disconnect from the rest of the world so that wherever you are completely present. Put your phone away. Turn off your computer. Take a real break and not think about work. Allow your mind to take a rest from all that. Interact with your family and friends. Be there with them completely. It is going to be a real challenge to disconnect from the rest of the world, but it is totally worth it. Simplify. You have to understand that you do not need a lot. Having more than you can handle will only cause you a great deal of stress. Avoid saying yes to everything or getting your hands on every little thing you can take. Learn to simplify and take only the essentials. Stick to what is valuable and focus your time and energy taking care of them. That is how you can manage a better quality life, one that is not ruled by quantity. Take care of your health. Health is a treasure, so treat it like one. Nothing is worth sacrificing your health and well-being for. Make it one of your top priorities in life. If you are healthy, you have more energy. That has a direct impact on your productivity. Make sure you get enough sleep, eat a healthy diet, and make time for exercise. Allot some time for yourself. Spend some time alone. Dwell in quietness so you can achieve clarity. Spend time in uninterrupted silence to gain a fresh perspective of things. You can use the time to meditate or work on your creativity. Draw, paint, or write. Do whatever it is you feel like doing, or you can take a moment to sit quietly by yourself. Make it a habit to disconnect yourself from the rest of the world for at least 15 minutes a day, and you will feel less stressed out. Take care of your relationships. Your personal relationships should not suffer in the name of a colorful career. Spend time with your family and friends. Talk with them. Share stories and jokes. Listen to their stories over a cup of coffee. Play with the children. Make sure to connect with them. Success is worth nothing if you have no one to share it with. Reward yourself. After a long day at work, why don't you have a cup of freshly brewed tea or a glass of wine? Light up a candle while you take a long warm bath. Go out for a spa treatment. Treat yourself. It does not have to be costly. The important thing is you do something you can truly enjoy. Go on an adventure and have fun. Take a vacation every once in a while. Go someplace you have not been before. Enjoy a long walk on the beach. Go to the park. Take photos. Go play. Laugh. Live. The point is you should not always take life seriously. Plan your future, but do not forget to enjoy life. How to uncover your talents. More and more people have failed to discover their latent talents because they are not in touch with their inner self due to an array of reasons. Some are too busy trying to making a life. They are too caught up in their daily struggle with life that they have no more time for anything else. To uncover your talent, you need some time for yourself. A high-quality, focused, me time, to make you become fully aware of your potentials. Reserve time for yourself. Find a place where you can relax and where nothing at all can distract you from having that quality, me time. You do not have to go far. You can do it right within your own house or garden. Just secure a location where you can have privacy without any distractions. However, if your environment will not allow you to have such quiet times, you can go out and find a suitable place somewhere, away from the humdrum of daily noise. You can go directly to the beach or go for a walk at the park or some hill trail near your place. Nature has a way of awakening your senses, allowing you to think more clearly. Think just about yourself at this time. Explore your inner self. Consider these questions. What is it that you are proficient at doing without much work? What are the things that you do that makes you just forget about time because you were so passionate doing it? If it certainly makes you disregard your most immediate needs such as eating or sleeping, then that is actually worth looking at. Making you forget the rest of the world and you are engaged with a particular activity is a blatant signal that you love what you are doing. Your unique gift is set aside from what you discovered through influence or coercion from people like your parents or other experts in your life. Such talent just involves you naturally and often makes you light with happiness and contentment just by expressing it, which makes you uniquely you. Giving time for yourself will enable you to listen to your inner voice, which you might possibly not have heard due to the interferences of your daily struggles in life. These internal voices will let you talk to yourself and hook up with your inner core, allowing you to come with an in-depth assessment of what you are best at doing in this life. Visualize yourself in the center of the forest, with hundreds of trees and shrubs surrounding you. Unless you get to the top of a tree to see what lay beyond the clumps of trees, you will not be able to see the path that will lead you out of that forest. Your view will be impeded by the trees which block your view of what lays ahead. Such clump of trees can be compared to the things which keep you busy daily. Unless you free up some space in your life, you would be unable to gain an improved perspective of where your life is headed. You would only be stepping on preset paths which could lead you anywhere except where you are truly designed to go. Perform self-assessment tests. There are many scientifically proven self-assessment tools that can assist people in ascertaining their dominant personality characteristics, skills, temperaments as well as their area of interests or expertise. These tests may not exactly identify your unique gift, but it'll give you valuable hints towards uncovering your skills. You just have to answer the questions frankly. You may use the Buckingham-Clifton Strengths Finder profile to find out your 5 top most dominant natural talents. You may even want to read Myers-Briggs' Please Understand Me book, which tackles the different temperaments and types of individuals for extra insights. Make a wish list of things you want to do sometime soon. In the past, you may have wished to do something which you just brushed aside because you thought they would never become a reality anyway. At this time, make an effort to humor yourself a little longer and just imagine that you had been given 10 experiences by some unseen omnipotent being, and all you need to do is choose which one would you want to experience first. So what would your list look like? So you make a list of 10 experiences you want to enjoy in the near future and then try to give yourself the chance to experience whatever you have included in your list. Your list will of course contain things that you want to do, that you value and that you are passionate about. All of these are clues to discovering what exactly are your unique skills. Just do it. No, it isn't some fashion ad. It means you have to give yourself the opportunity to do something which you were itching to do for a long period. You won't ever know if you have the talent for a specific endeavor if you will not try doing it, won't you? Give yourself the chance to discover your special talent by trying it out. If you share your skills to the entire world responsibly, you will live a fulfilled life. Do not deny yourself the chance to live a fulfilling future by failing to reveal your distinctive talent. How to control your time and get things done. Many people have stated, "Time is money." Although this phrase can be true, there is more to time than just that. Time becomes money if and only if you manage it carefully and plan on what to do with it. Everyone needs to learn proper time management to be more productive. Below are some of the main reasons why time management was developed and why you should practice it in your everyday life. Although time seems to constantly flow, it is a limited commodity and should be conserved. Everyone is given only 24 hours a day every day. This may seem a lot, but if you spend a lot of your time at the workplace, you'll find a whole day not enough to fulfill everything you need to get done. If you manage your time, you can fulfill a whole lot more with less effort. If you can control your time, you can easily stay focused on a certain task. With this, you can be more efficient because you don't lose focus and you never fall out of momentum. If you run a full mile without stopping, you actually save more energy compared to those who stop every 10 seconds or so. Proper management of time leads to better decisions. When you are not pressured, you can pick the best options on a certain situation before deciding on them. If you make decisions while pressed for time, there may be instances that your decisions are wrong and you may not like the effects. Proper time management lets you prioritize the things that are more important. Managing your time properly allows you to save some of it for personal growth. This is a reason why some students finish their studies earlier than others. If you can control your time during your entire career, you can surpass other people who are in the same company longer than you are. You gain more experience at a faster rate, and you can work more productively. Discipline is good in every aspect of life. Proper time management creates discipline, which makes you less likely to procrastinate. Together with a higher productivity rate and higher quality of work, time management can also lead you to a disciplined life. Time management has a lot of secrets according to everyone uses it. Although they may all sound differently, they might all be summed down to just 3 main secrets. These are the true secrets of time management and must be followed. If you only follow 1 or 2, you won't get your job done at best quality. Everyone's time is limited, so make sure you prioritize on the most important tasks. After deciding on what comes first, use the time to do it efficiently. Finally, do them, not just talk or think about them. Prioritize on the most important things. This may be the most important key of time management. Since it is easy to lose focus and do things that are less important, you have to focus more not just on the task but the importance of the task you have to finish. When you do this, you won't be wasting much time on things that can be done at a later time. Maximize the time of work. Even if you perfect prioritizing the more important ones first, you need to also learn how to maximize the time when you work on them. If you want to get everything done, you shouldn't waste precious time, especially if you only have a few of it. Multitasking may be an impressive feat, but results of multitasking may lead to poor quality of work. Get the job done. You may have mastered how to prioritize and how to allot time for them. However, you won't be able to finish anything if you won't actually work on them. Prioritizing and allotting time are 2 things requires the flexing of your brain. Getting the job done is one thing that requires flexing your muscles. How to discover the willpower in you. The willpower inside us may be found either in the mind or in the heart. First, having willpower in the mind means being able to use your wisdom to your advantage. What did the great inventors use in making a name for themselves? What did experts use to get their licenses? What do you use for making decisions? Primarily, it is the mind which was used. We all have a mind with willpower. It is just a matter of understanding how to properly use the kind of thinking we have. Second, willpower in the heart connotes the essence of being good to others. There is no sweeter gift than seeing others smile because of you. It is our hearts that influences other people's attitudes as well as stir their emotions. Heart makes us strong and at the same time weak. Every time we make others happy, our heart seems to be stronger. But when we become the reason for others' grief, we felt a certain kind of guilt which causes pain. Your heart may be your willpower, it is just a matter of discovering your angel side. However, it will be better, if not the best, when the willpower waiting to be discovered in us is both from the mind and the heart. Any person who has an educated mind and an ethical heart will never go wrong. If you can, why not try to put into action the way of thinking you have through your heart? We are not born with the capability to automatically being out the willpower within us. We are born with minds, but we are not gifted with a specific magical characteristic that can grant our wildest wishes. We are born to discover how to discover the things waiting to be discovered. Introduce yourself to new things. Do not be afraid to try something new. Discovering is a form of learning. New things are good as long as you know your limitations. Do not let yourself be stuck in a single endeavor. Growing up is learning so that you will have something to teach to your child someday. Love your work. If you love what you are doing, you will never get tired. Loving your work is reminding yourself that you sacrificed a lot to be where you are now. You will never feel tired if you love your work. Also, you can do a lot more if you are not bored with what you are doing. Loving your work is being grateful of the work itself, being grateful that you're given the chance to share your skills with others. Always put in mind that a work made with love will be the greatest work you can do for the rest of your life. Oversee the best in you. Never underestimate yourself. Never feel that you are inferior because no one is. We are all born naked, which means that we are all equal. The only person who has the power to make you less of a person is you alone. Always look at the best in you and inspire other people to do the same. While looking for the best in you, do not forget to also look at the best things in others. In that way, you will be able to just appreciate each other. Of course, criticisms are normal. You can actually criticize yourself for a failure. However, such criticism must be a constructive one. Criticisms are intended to improve yourself and not to make you feel less worthy. Master your skills. Learning is a lifetime project. Education is not only within the four corners of university. Living in itself is education, and you have no choice but to learn from it. Be competitive, especially with yourself. Always consider that you have to improve something. Always keep in mind that learning does not stop. As long as you breathe, you can learn. Never limit yourself in doing something. If you did good today, do better tomorrow and be the best the next day. Relax because everything will be fine. Since you started the day with good vibes, end it with a smile. Inhale the good things which happened during the day and exhale the negative ones. You deserve a break. We all deserve it. Look back and conclude that you had a great day and you deserve enough sleep so that tomorrow, you will again welcome your day with positive vibes. It is your responsibility to share your knowledge with other people. Do not be selfish. No one succeeds in being selfish. How to share willpower. Teach, give back, and inspire are the answers. Teach. Learning comes with teaching. Teach others the lessons you learned in your life. Teach them how to bring out the greatest in them. Teach them how to discover their inner willpower. If they fail, never get tired of teaching them. Be persistent in making them believe that people have innate character that will help them reach the goals they wished for. Give back. Have a kind heart. Thank everything who have helped you one way or the other in achieving your goals. The phrase, giving back, means doing good things for others because the world has been good to you. There is no other better feeling than to see others smile because of you. We are humans. We can never be equal in terms of money or fame. But we are humans who have the ability to put into external acts the true essence of equality. Treat others as if they have done concrete good things for you. In that way, you will ultimately feel how much people value you. Inspire. Make the story of your life an avenue for other people to believe that everything is possible. Motivating others is being honest. Disclose everything, all your ups and downs. One person who was inspired because of you will contribute a positive change in the society. What more if you will be able to inspire hundreds or thousands? The person who knows the real us is we alone. If we will not start to utilize our mind and heart properly, no one can do it for us. The change is in our hands. The discovery lies in us alone. How to develop your charisma. It's difficult to define charisma in tangible terms. It's one of those things that are immediately obvious to those who can sense it, but is otherwise hard to place within a set of quantifiable parameters. You know it when you suddenly get captivated by the powerful presence of someone who just suddenly walks into a room. You know it's there when you get hooked talking to someone whose wit and easy charm disarm you. You know it exists when you come across someone whose demeanor immediately casts a spell over you. In broad terms, charisma refers to a behavioral quality that allows other people to be drawn towards you. It is without a doubt a powerful trait that yields a sort of attraction, even affection, from other people. Some say it's a rare gift that only a few people are born with, while some contend that it is a powerful sort of magnetism that enables you to use it as an effective leverage to achieve both your personal and professional goals. Either way, charisma is definitely something that many people would want to have and be known for, and for good reasons. By and large, charisma has something to do with the kind of interaction you have with other people, complemented of course by the quality of your presence and the subtext of power that you wield over them. You should know by now that charismatic people are adept at carrying conversations with different kinds of individuals. With their intelligence and emotional IQ, they can create a positive connection with other people that often results in them making others agree to what they want or conform to a certain cause. How do they do it? Charismatic people are influencers. On a personal level, charisma is useful in creating connection with other people, improving existing relationships, and inspiring personal development. When sustained and used properly, charisma can help open the doors for opportunities and be given chances you wouldn't otherwise get if you weren't as charismatic. Indeed, there are many to having charisma. High emotional intelligence. Acutely aware of and sensitive to the feelings of others, charismatic people use this trait as a way of building a genuine and a more reassuring interaction with other people. It is precisely this sensitivity to the plight of others and these same people's need for a form of emotional validity that make charismatic folks easier to trust and create a connection with. Naturally curious. As great conversationalists, charismatic people take time to ask questions, listen intently, and brush up on media and the news. They find it important to be knowledgeable on as much field as possible, knowing for a fact that the knowledge they earn in the process will be useful both for personal growth and in their interaction with other people. Here are several pointers you can keep in mind to project charisma. Look for role models. Start by getting inspiration from people whose demeanor and disposition you truly admire. Choices abound: celebrities, prominent names in politics and business, athletes, and even some of the people you love and hold dear can serve as your inspiration. Pick up traits that you wish to live up to. Know what keeps them going and what gives them the drive to excel in their field. Having this perspective serves to pump up your own will and resolve to pursue your goals, thereby making you more confident. Be mindful of your posture. Standing or sitting up straight and in general just choosing to be mindful of proper posture spells a lot of difference in the way others look at you and the way you view yourself. Feeling more confident and more assured than usual. Speak coherently. Don't mumble or speak in a fast-fire fashion. Talking too slowly isn't going to cut it either. Pay attention to your diction and pace, as well as the intelligibility of what you are saying. Your goal is to be understood, not strain other people's sense of hearing. Smile. Nothing eases pressure and awkwardness between two strangers more than the sight of a smiling face. You instantly look more accommodating and trustworthy when you present a smiling countenance as opposed to when you are visibly annoyed. Make eye contact. Nothing spells confidence more than the skill to maintain an eye-to-eye contact with the people you converse with. When talking to somebody, avoid tinkering with your gadget too much or looking across different parts of the room. Keep your attention and concentrate to what the other person is saying. If talking to a room full of people, an easier way to maintain the illusion of eye contact is by looking at your audience's foreheads. Look your best. You don't have to dress to the nines to be charismatic, but this shouldn't be a reason to look shabby, either. When garbed in clean, freshly laundered, and great-fitting clothes, you automatically channel greater confidence, and it shows in the way you brighten up and achieve a glowing aura. Pay attention to details. When talking to somebody, be sensible of nonverbal signs and what they mean. Be sensitive of what to say or do given a particular circumstance. Show that you are listening by nodding every now and then. Nothing says that you are actually listening and absorbing what is being said more than those little nods you make every so often. Have a regular fitness routine. Keeping a healthy lifestyle, one that includes regular exercise and proper diet, is a vital element of boosting your confidence. Countless studies have pointed out that being in tip-top shape improves your sense of self-regard and makes you happier. Your positive sense of self-esteem also emanates clearly if you are in good physical condition. Complement your exercises with a proper diet. Aim for moderation and avoid food items that come with excessive amounts of fat, sodium, salt, or MSG. Eating the right food has an immediate positive effect, given the mood-altering properties of food. Become an interesting person. For starters, it definitely helps to have an interesting character. This does not allude to an outrageous and out-of-this-world kind of person, but rather someone with bold ideas, strong opinions, or great stories to tell. Be the kind of person who does not blend easily with the crowd. In other words, strive for originality without going overboard. Be an engaging conversationalist. Be interested. Being charismatic does not mean hogging the limelight all the time. Make a dynamic kind of connection where you and the people you are dealing with are expected to talk and listen. In fact, listening is an integral trait that you shouldn't forget. Humans are hardwired to seek for attention or recognition. So spend time to listen and be genuinely interested in what other people have to say. In the end, the key to boosting your charisma lies in being true to yourself and in knowing exactly what you need to do in any given situation. Faking your confidence can only work so long. Eventually, you have to resort back to your old self. In order to develop charisma, keep in mind that you need to be genuinely confident in yourself and in what you are capable of. How to get rid of anxiety and depression. Every person faces anxiety at one point or another, and that is normal. What is not normal is when you always feel anxiety even in situations where other people don't usually feel it. Some cases of anxiety become too severe that it may stop you from living a normal life. The following are techniques on how to deal with the uncomfortable feeling that is anxiety. Fight or flight. If you give in to your anxiety, note that it is not only you who will suffer, but your loved ones as well. Most of the time your loved ones are the ones who carry the burden of your depression. To save them from carrying such burden, eliminate it by fighting it off. You need to take responsibility for every action and emotion you have. Always know that you have a choice, and anxiety is an option you shouldn't choose. Keep yourself busy. Yes, being busy is stressful, but if you can control yourself, you can reduce the stress, especially if you adore what you are doing. If you concentrate your attention on doing things, you will think less of your worries and therefore will be less anxious. Keeping still and doing nothing are two different things. Meditation is being busy at something. You can relax and beat stress by doing so while you also relieve yourself from anxiety. Remember that even if you think of your worries all day, they won't go away unless you do something. Worrying will just boost your tension. Focus on where the anxiousness in your body is. Tension could be on your hands, abdomen, or feet. Just focus on that specific body part and get back to it whenever your attention is captured by something else. If you do this for a few minutes, it can reduce or make anxiety go away. Keep track of positive acts. There is someone out there who needs someone like you. Find him. Doing positive things for other people takes you off from problems and anxiety. Helping others in one way or another also heals you from negativity. If you can't find someone to lend a hand, find someone to talk to instead. This is one of the best ways to free you from anxiety. Invite friends or relatives, or family members. Go to the best place to hang out. You can talk about a lot of things, or you can talk about your worries. If you cannot find someone to talk to, open your computer and enter a chat room. Exercise is a good way to forget your problems. You can do light exercises such as mild yoga or walking. Do an activity that works best for you and do not worry about messing up your schedule. Physical activities can also beat anxiety and stress. Create a diary of good things that happen to you each day. This allows you to become aware of the positive things around you. You can also create a diary of your problems which cause anxiety and the possible actions you can do to eliminate them. Many people are faithful to a supreme being or an outcome. A great way to get out of anxiety and depression is to embrace your faith. If you truly believe that everything will get better, then it will. Sometimes this is just what you need to get rid of anxiety. This also helps you realize that prayer and firm belief are powerful enough to change an outcome. Television has plenty of programs that can fuel anxiety. If you cannot find a program that can make you feel positive, then turn the TV off. Not only will it conserve electricity, it will also save you from being anxious. Courage is not about having no fear, it's about facing your fear. Fear is universal, it is present in everyone. The only difference is that other individuals give in to fear while others face it and use it to become stronger. When you feel afraid, decide whether you'll face it or give in to it. If you face your fear and become successful against it, your anxiety will dwindle and you will be more confident to face the same challenge in the future. Chapter 2: How to Meditate and Live a Better Life. The goal of meditation is to let your body calm while you concentrate on a thought or an empty mind for a set period of time. Contrary to the popular belief that meditation has mystical effects and those who practice it have special powers, note that real meditation is a very easy activity that can free your mind of stressful thoughts. Power from meditation is the power to concentrate on things without being consumed by them. You can perform that relaxation method using just a few steps. Sit comfortably on a chair or on the floor in your most comfortable and relaxing position. Do not slouch because it will make you drowsy. Close your eyes. This can be difficult at first. If you cannot focus by closing your eyes, then you can light a candle and focus your eyes on it. Do not tense any muscle group. Relax and keep them as such while you focus. Breathe naturally to avoid tension. To help you focus more, you can keep your attention on your breathing while you close your eyes or while you concentrate on the lighted candle. A lot of people try meditating at some point in their life. There are, however, only a few who have the patience and dedication to pursue it. The following are a few techniques to keep you in a meditating mood in the long run. Start with controlled breathing. When you breathe deep, your muscles relax and your heartbeat slows down. This then lets you focus your mind and prepare it for the meditation itself. Have something to meditate on. Being still and doing nothing are different. Although meditation seems like an activity which makes you stay still, it is an active process which needs your participation. Focusing on a single thing is very difficult. You will only be able to do that if you put your whole self into it. Be aware that you might get frustrated. This is very common for beginners. As they meditate for a time, they become frustrated when they find it tough to concentrate. Some even want to quit because they feel they are not getting anything from the technique. When such things happen, just breathe deeply and as you exhale, let your negative feelings go and focus on the positive ones as you inhale. Find a special meditation room. This room will serve as your anti-stress room or relaxation room. This room should not be the same as your office, bedroom, or exercise room. Such rooms provide different distractions that can make meditation more difficult. Your meditation room should be where you can place candles and other relaxing paraphernalia that can help you relax and concentrate more. For best meditative results, commit yourself to meditation on longer hours. Just like other activities, meditation would take a long time to master. Also, it would be better not to examine your progress, because not being aware of it will give you more benefits that you expect. Do your best on each session, and forget it all afterwards. Since meditation requires a great deal of concentrate, it is best to find a place where you cannot be disturbed. Advanced practitioners find it easier to focus even on places with present distractions. Beginners, however, need a quiet space free from attention seekers. Beginners can be easily disturbed, especially if they haven't yet learned the proper formula of focusing. Meditating alone is a good activity. Meditating with a partner will offer more benefits. However, It may be more difficult to concentrate if you do not agree with each other during practice. Make sure that before you and your partner commence the exercise, you agree first on some ground rules in order not to distract each other. Meditating early in the morning is very ideal, especially for those who want to relieve themselves of stress. Chinese people believe that the spiritual energy, qi, or qi, is most abundant in the morning. Early morning is also the most stress-free and quietest time of the day. If you meditate at this time, you will have the least distraction on your practice. If you can, make it a habit to wake up half an hour earlier than your usual wake-up time, and meditate on that period. As you progress with your meditation every day, you will soon feel that it's not anymore necessary and you find it boring doing the same routine each day. When you feel this, go back to the things where you have learned. Browse through all the methods and benefits to refresh your desire to practice. Remember that if you cannot focus on meditating, then you will find it stressful and difficult to concentrate on other things in life. How to master your body language. Communication is an integral part of people's life. It is hard expressing thoughts and emotions if you don't have the means to. Human beings talk to one another verbally and non-verbally. Verbal communication is simple to understand because you get them as it is. Non-verbal communication includes body language. By learning to decipher body gestures and being aware of what others aren't saying, you will have a clearer understanding of other people. In addition, it helps you communicate more effectively. Language shapes your ideas and determines what you can think about. Body gestures come in a number of manifestations, including hand gestures, postures, and facial expressions, depending on what you are feeling. Body language is involuntary, so you really cannot program how to act when in a discussion with others. Body gestures are in fact the first form of communication as an individual. As a newborn, you communicated non-verbally. People often just forget about the importance of body language because most are busy talking and thinking about how precisely they are going to impress the other person to close the transaction with a favorable result. When you need to speak or present to an important client or business partner, you must be able to control your nervousness and avoid unnecessary body language that will come off negatively. In a group, conversations are even more complicated because their hand gestures and other signals are harder to decipher. Ever before been in a group where 2 or 3 individuals appear to talking non-verbally? Have you ever had the feeling that an individual is lying to you? Or was there ever a case when you couldn't believe what the other person was saying? Learn to relax because it also helps relax your mind, and that means you can think clearly and you look more confident. When you are self-confident, you can speak clearly and with power. Appearing relaxed and confident enables you to gain your audience's trust and confidence, as well. Concentrate on 3 aspects: your stance, the positioning of your head, and breathing. Try maintaining your shoulders slightly going to the back and your chest open. This makes breathing easier. Before your talk, you may take tiny deep breaths to help you get rid of the nervousness. The right position is having your head tilted, but not too much, lest you want to be perceived as arrogant, while your spine and back is straight up. You should look like this whether you are sitting on a chair or standing up. You want to command value and authority, which means you also have to avoid slouching as it can reveal a nervousness and lack of confidence. You aren't expected to perfect this stance immediately, but it pays off to apply. Taking advantage of nonverbal signals when working for your business tractions will go a long way. Take into account that it is not always what the other person is saying that is important. You have to be sure you know how to decode some of the most typical palm gestures and body moves. Give your body the time it requires to master the techniques, because it cannot happen in a single day. You just have to have a lot of persistence and perseverance to learn. Proper manners can be learned, so does confidence. When you have both of these aspects in mind, it is simpler to learn and understand body gestures. How to live in the moment through mindfulness. It is a busy world out there. You do your job while you think of your financial dilemmas. You wash the dishes while you keep careful watch of your children. Your energy is being drained so fast and you do not notice it, until you are already stressed out. Anxiety is one of the biggest enemies of life. Once you are under it, life can't just be as peaceful and exciting anymore as it should be. So, should you just let stress hinder your life's serene flow? What if I let you know that you can fight stress on your own? Mindfulness is possibly the key to the stress-free and endurable life you deserve. Seriously, if you do not practice mindfulness, you've been missing one of your most significant abilities. Mindfulness is a centuries-old form of meditation that involves paying attention in a specific way, on purpose, in the present and non-judgmentally. It was first brought to attention by Jon Kabat-Zinn, the creator of mindfulness-based stress reduction program at the University of Massachusetts Medical Center. Today, mindfulness is being used as a powerful treatment for different chronic and mental disorders, and stress is only one of the issues it can effectively cure. Before anything else, please perform this experiment. Sit comfortably and do nothing but focus on your breath for 3 minutes. Feel what it feels like to breathe. Feel the air going in your nose, to your nostrils, down to your lungs, as your chest rise up and down. Thoughts and feelings will start to arise, and concentrating on your breath can make you feel bored and think that this exercise is completely unimportant. If bored, stop breathing. Close your mouth and pinch your nose shut. Now notice how suddenly you gained interest on breathing. This experiment just let you learn a couple of things. 1. It is impossibly difficult to do nothing, and 2. Your interest, focus, and attention, which you thought was under your control, will often act independently. One more experiment. Sit comfortably and give attention to how you breathe. Feel the air as it goes in and out of your nostrils and mouth. Eventually, thoughts, feelings and emotions will arrive. For instance, you might think about, what should I cook for lunch? Or you may feel bored, or your back might feel painful, but just do not do anything. And most importantly, do not give in and follow your thoughts. Do not think about your menu, do not think about yourself eating, do not think of anything, and simply let your mind wander by its own. Just observe your thoughts and the sensations you feel, recognize that they are there, and keep returning your attention and interest to how you breathe. After doing the first experiment above, certainly you noticed how hard it was to practice mindfulness without pursuing rules. But with the second experiment, you were informed to check out 3 essential rules of mindfulness. Follow these rules to gradually master the practice. Observe. Do not participate. When you observe, You do not make responses to any feelings and thoughts that come by. For instance, when a thought about a meal tonight is conjured in your mind, do not respond by thinking of a recipe. Observing means just letting thoughts, feelings, and emotions arise and cease. You just watch and feel them. Do not let yourself be attracted by them. This practice gives you a realization that emotions, thoughts, and feelings are temporary inextricable elements of you, that they are transitory experiences that happen autonomously and will change through time. Acknowledge. Do not judge. Judging things you see, hear, feel, and touch is an ability of your own accord. In mindfulness, you will leave that ability. When practicing mindfulness, do not create more thoughts and emotions out of those that have arisen. See them neutrally. Notice that you feel hot, but do not evaluate the feeling and do not say, "It is too hot." Do not label thoughts, sensations, and emotions as positive or negative. Notice that they flow by themselves and allow them as they are, and simply acknowledge the mere fact that they have surfaced. This practice empowers your ability to fully accept what happened and what goes on now. Always go back to your intention. As you practice mindfulness, the thoughts that you watch and sensations you feel have the ability to overpower you, lead you where they want to, and cause you to lose your concentration to what you intended to do, which is paying attention to the here and now. This is where exercising of choice enters. Rather than allowing impulses of the mind drive you, consciously do what you intended to do, and go back to the immediacy of the occurrences in the here and now. This practice shapes your capability to make appropriate decision and action, in appropriate time. Mastering mindfulness is not a one-shot process. But the process itself has its own purpose. The process of mindfulness puts emphasis to slowly learning, because no shortcuts will make you adept at it until effort, commitment, time, and attention is devoted to it. How to live a meaningful life with less. Being a minimalist will change your perspective on everything. With a minimalist lifestyle, you free yourself from stress, negative thoughts, guilt, and worries. Having fewer things will give you a whole new perspective about life. You will experience life in a more fulfilling way. There's no better way to start simplifying your life than to begin with yourself. Before proceeding with getting rid of your excess material possessions, you should first learn how to apply minimalism in your personal life. If you ask the people around you, including your family and friends, you will understand how people are drowning in their possessions. People are crazy about new cars, big houses, and buying the latest gadgets. Aside from that, there are stuff accumulated during the holidays and birthdays and many other unplanned acquisitions. You also hang on to some things, not because you have any special need for them, but just because they have sentimental value. So how should you begin? Look at some areas in your life where you can apply the same principle of simplified living. Pay attention to people who you really love. Like the unwanted things you tend to keep, there are people in your life right now who are not supposed to be there. If you are too stealthy to identify them, think of the people close to your heart, the kindred spirits, and those whose company you truly enjoy. The people who did not make it to the list are probably the ones whom you should stop connecting with. Of course, you have bosses and colleagues who are not easy to ignore since you have to work with them regularly. But think about the people who no longer serve a purpose in your life. You don't need hang on to people who tear you apart. Ignore them and see how your life will change significantly. Your career. Are you happy where you are right now, career-wise? Are you passionate about your job? Do you feel like you do not want to be anywhere else in your career? Whatever career path you're aiming, the famous saying is on point: work on something you love doing, and you will never have to work a day in your life. And this will bring you to the next area of your life where you can perform minimalism. Passion. Having too many stuff may distract you from doing things that you really enjoy. Because you have access to a ton of information in the internet, you may feel interested at many things, but most of these may just be passing interests. Because you are not genuinely interested, these things may entertain you for a while but bore you in the end. In your minimalism journey, consider the career and other interests that you are passionate about. Imagine your life 5 to 10 years from now and consider what you want to do by then. Are you doing it now? Life is short, so don't waste your time on trivial pursuits. Life in general. Decision-making is part of people's daily lives. In fact, it takes so much of your time and adds to stress, doubts, and depression that you experience every day. In order to simplify your life, consider the daily decisions you have to make. For each decision, ask yourself the following questions. Is it really worth thinking so much about? Am I just wasting my time for this? Does it make a big difference in my life? Your answers to these questions will determine the importance of the things you are deciding for. Think about your wardrobe. Do you take too much time on choosing what to wear every day? Would it help if you plan your weekly outfit? Would you like to consider wearing the same style of clothing every day? Some of the most successful people, such as Mark Zuckerberg and the late Steve Jobs, chose to wear the same clothing daily. They said that by eliminating one decision they have to make, they can exert more mental energy on deciding for far more important things. Come to think of it, some of the choices you make are not really that important to you. If you can lessen the daily decisions you have to make, then you can be more concentrated and present in other things. You will have less mental distractions. Anyone can benefit from personal decluttering. Most people spend so much time on things that don't matter, making life more complicated than it should be. If you can remove some of your personal clutters, mental and physical, then you can definitely do more things that you really enjoy. Own less, do more. You should know how your material things can rob your precious time, your money, and your attention. Furthermore, your possessions could take up a lot of space in your house. To make it easier to apply minimalism in your life, try to understand the impact of your possessions to your life. Of course, you can enjoy your possessions if you truly appreciate their purpose in your life. If you can remove the distractions from your life, you will learn to value the significant things. Moreover, if you have no distractions, you become more productive. So how can you truly embrace minimalism as a part of your daily living? Here are some practical yet effective strategies to keep living peacefully. Hide your stuff. If you are not sure whether to keep or eliminate something, hide it in the basement or attic. Some minimalists would box up all the items they don't want to eliminate yet. They will then stow the box somewhere out of sight, and they will only take it out if they need something in it. After 6 months, the box, and anything that is still in it, will be sent to a charity or will be given to friends. This strategy worked perfectly to other people, and it might work for you, too. Sell your possessions. You don't need all the items you have. If one of your goals is to achieve financial freedom, then you might sell some of the things you have if they are still in passable condition. You can put up a "for sale" ad on Craigslist or eBay, or you can just hold an old-fashioned yard sale. Donate to charity. If you don't really need money but you feel guilty about throwing away your things that are still in good condition, look for charity organizations in your area. There will always be people who will find use in the items that you no longer need. Apply "one in, one out" in your household. If you feel the need to buy something, try to practice the "one in, one out" concept. When you buy something new, that means you have to let go of one thing you already own. This will help you become more careful in your purchases. After a deliberate consideration, you might realize that you would rather stick to your old items than replace it with another. Challenge yourself. Are you up for a challenge? There's no single rule to follow. You can find many minimalist challenges in the internet. Some people use the capsule wardrobe, while others try to limit the number of stuff they possess. But you can also create your own challenge to make it more personalized. Eliminate duplicate things. Are you always tempted to purchase buy one, get one items? Then, after purchasing both, you suddenly realize you don't really need the second item? Don't find your happiness in the wrong places. You can't find happiness in store shelves. If you are sad or depressed, instead of binge eating or impulse buying, talk to a family member or a friend. Go out with them and make memories together. Stop giving material gifts. Have you ever experienced receiving gifts you don't like? In the end, you have to keep them because you don't want to offend the giver. Or have you ever given a gift and you notice that the receiver doesn't like it? But then he or she has to keep it to avoid offending you. Instead of giving material gifts, you should just treat someone to a spa, a movie, or just buy them a dinner. Communicate effectively. If minimalism doesn't appeal to your family as much as it does to you, you might need to work a little harder to get them on the same page. Communication is the most important key to help them understand your motive for this change of lifestyle. Keep in mind that you must also be intentional with your words, so you really have to be careful with what you say to them. Find a way to communicate with them without using harsh and offending words. If they finally understand your motivation, ask for their help. Don't assume all the work. Establish household rules that you can live by to avoid confusion. If you have clear rules, your journey to minimalism as a family will be much easier. Remember, you don't have to do everything all at once. Take everything to your heart and apply each strategy one step at a time. If you do something every single day, it won't take so much time before you can fully achieve your goal. How to win your day with morning routine. Have you ever seen the sun rise, opened your window and breathed in that stunning morning air, or even sat down for a while savoring your favorite cup of coffee down to the last drop without even worrying about anything? If not, mind you, dear reader, These are just some of the simple things in life you surely missed out on. Mornings are lovely and great. Every morning speaks of a new beginning, of a new hope and of a new you. As you start to face reality, give yourself some alone time. Take some time off from all the stuff that keep you awake at night. Take time and enjoy a daily cup of happiness. Happiness is not measured by how hard you laugh but by how happy your heart is. Happiness, hence, is an act of peace and an act of purity. Being able to appreciate even the smallest things in life is happiness itself. So go see the sun rise, breathe in that breezy morning air, or enjoy that cup of coffee. Whatever it is, it would surely be your own fresh cup of happiness. Here are some simple things you should definitely try. Say a prayer. Prayer is the most vital way for starting your day right. When you start and end your day with a prayer, you will have a peaceful heart and a peaceful soul. Your prayer does not have to be lengthy and full of sugar-coated words. Just pray to be thankful for another chance in life and to pray for strength to hold on through all the challenges you are currently facing and for all the challenges that are to come. Pray with an open heart and surely you will be heard. Exercise. Once you're finished mastering your spirit, why not exercise your body? Exercising is one way of keeping your body healthy and in shape. Health experts believe that there are many benefits you can gain when you exercise. Here are some. You get energized and surely you'll shake off that lazy feeling. You'll have an increased metabolism which pretty much helps you become more resistant to common sicknesses. You would surely decrease the risk of high blood pressure, heart disease and other risky things that pop up. Those are just some of the benefits you would get when you work that body. So, start working that body and show the world what you have benefited from exercising. Don't forget to eat. Experts say that breakfast is the most vital meal of the day, so don't skip breakfast. It is important because it helps give you the energy you need to start your day and because it is linked to many health benefits. Also, eating breakfast helps you feel less tired and helps keep you focused on the tasks you need to accomplish within the day. You may be conscious about your body, which is why you may be focused on dieting, but you still need to eat breakfast every morning. Show that smile. While you say your prayers and be intimate with the Creator, why not try to smile? Aside from being grateful for another day, smiling to a new day actually helps you start your day with a positive vibe. It helps you feel good and ultimately makes you happy. It eliminates all that stress in you and replaces it with a worry-free morning. So smile, but don't just smile. Show the world your biggest smile. Go crazy. One of the greatest ways to have that extra special cup of happiness is listening to your favorite song. Music helps calm your mind and helps you feel good about your day. It encourages you to be magnificent and to be who you want to be. So turn the volume up, sing your heart out and shake that body to the beat of the music. Simply you. Simple joys in life are worth more than the happiness you get from having fame and fortune. You may be rich and famous, but somehow there would come a time that you won't be happy anymore and all that fame and fortune would somehow cease to exist. Don't miss out on all the things that make you happy. What matters most is how happy your heart is and how your happiness infects other people. Meditate. Meditation and exercise may have a lot in common, but these two are really very different things. In exercising, you are rewarded by a lot of sweat and that fat-burning sensation you would feel after rigorous physical activity, but with meditation, you will get that relaxing feeling and the calmness you've always desired. As you work on starting your day right, accompany it with a cup of happiness and you'll surely get that savory mixture and that lovely feeling that would surely do you well. How to uncover your passion. If you have already discovered your talent, then it's time to discover your passion in this world. Passion is a solid feeling of excitement for something or about doing something. Unlike talent, passion can be shared. Hence, individuals who have different skills can have the same passion. While those individuals who share the same passion do not automatically have the same skills. A person can be passionate about his talent but also with other things in his life. However, someone's talent can't be automatically his passion. If your passion is your talent, you will have more chance of achieving your goals. There would be less stress and hassle. Doing something that is already second nature for you and adoring every minute of it would likely inspire you to achieve success than achieving something difficult and uninspiring. So what are the steps to finding your passion in life? Meditate. Passion is a big force. It is unseen when it is not propelling something forward, such as talent. Hence, passion can be more difficult to see than talent. You might have several inner skills such as writing, dancing, and carving. One of these talents could be your passion in life. It isn't easy to decipher our multitude of desires and pursuits into passion or just momentary obsession. You have to think from your internal core. To have the ability to access your inner core, you will need to meditate. Look for a place where you will be still and be at calmness with your environment. Dive down to your inner core to draw on your deepest and truest aspirations in life. Consider these questions. A. What is my objective in life? B. What occupies most of my time? C. What do I love doing? D. If I will be given the opportunity to do one thing for the rest of my life, what would it be? E. What would I do even if I do not get any payment or received anything for it in return? F. What is it that I really do that animates me? G. What makes me forget everything else aside from what I am doing? When you can answer these questions in all honesty, then you would discover important signs that will help you define your passion in life. You will need to really focus on your inner self before you make an effort to answer these questions. If you are in touch with this self, you'd be able to understand the situation more clearly and answer these questions without bias. Create a list of what you want to experience. Before you start your list, you should consider things which you have imagined doing but never got around to. You may not have done such things because of some factors such as, you didn't have courage to do it, you do not have the money for it, your loved ones were against it. You were too worried to fail, hence you never even tried it, or it was way beyond your comfort zone. To make this particular list though, you need to include all of that you have dreamed of doing without awareness of the factors which have hampered you from doing it before. Go over your list in case you might have missed out on something that had interests you in the past. Include all you have imagined doing, even if you think it's highly impractical, dangerous, or vivid. Maybe it's not really your passion, but who knows? While doing it, you might suddenly find your true passion in life, that something which ignites a raging fire in you. Try to experience at least 5 of those included in your list. At the soonest possible time, you should try to do at least 10 of those which you have included in your list. Personally experiencing it will give you a hint of what really interests you, what lights you up above all else. Passion is what makes a usually calm person talk animatedly in regards to a particular subject, about his passion in life. You can never know what drives or excites you most if you have not done a whole lot of interesting things in your life. Have a first-hand experience of the possible things that would make your adrenaline going. Have a shot and who knows? You might realize just what it is that you would want to do for the rest of your life. Experiment with a new sport or take up a new hobby. You may not realize it yet because you have not attempted doing it or taking it up, however your passion could be snowboarding or scuba diving. There are many sports which you can put on your own, such as mountain biking, dancing, archery, or jogging. You can even try team activities such as soccer, hockey, or softball if you like to work it out with a group. You might also consider going for a new hobby such as crocheting, collecting old coins, cross-stitching, or car collection, if you want to go for bigger goals. The secret here is you have to try a lot of things to know whether it's your passion or not. You'll not know it unless you try, wouldn't you? Be a person for others. Don't get this wrong. It means that you can try finding your own passion through helping others. If you know a person who is struggling to learn the guitar, why not give him support and be there for him while he practices? You could help him learn, and along the way, learn how to play too if you are not yet a player yourself. If a family member is having a hard time with his schedule, you may offer to do some of his chores around the house for the time being while he sorts out his timetable. You can do the same for a neighbor or for someone you barely knew. The substance of this endeavor is finding inspiration in helping other people. How to inspire positivity in life. Nowadays stress is everywhere. Stress is a big catalyst that can trigger a rise in cholesterol levels. It can also create hypertension, damage some arteries, and can lead to heart disease. Stress can also cause abnormal bowel activity and make your immune system weaker, which might then allow viruses and infections to take over the body. Also, stress can prolong recovery from already existing disorders in the body. Harmony in life is very important to relieve yourself from stress. Your routine should consist of proper exercise, enough sleep, and good diet. These are just the basic needs of a human body. Stress can be a part of your everyday life, so you should always practice general relaxation methods, especially when faced with strenuous activities. If you have enough free time, then use it for relaxation purposes. Staying happy is a little complicated but not difficult. It's all about being positive. The following are easy steps on how to be happy and how to stay happy for the rest of your life. Optimism. The way you see things are reflected on how you view them. If you are a positive thinker, then you will see things in a good way. Be thankful for many things that are given to you. If you are given positive things, it means you deserve them. If you are given bad things, it means you can handle them. Always look on the good side of things. Remember to always find the good in every person and look on the bright side of any situation. Decide based on what you feel is right. Whatever results are given, you won't have regrets in the end because you had your best pick. You improve as a person based on your decisions. Results may vary, but will definitely change your life in one way or another. Be yourself and own yourself. Embrace what you are and don't change just because you want to be someone else. Change yourself to improve you and make you a better person. You don't have to change the way you talk or the way you walk. You just need to be more comfortable on your own grounds and not intimidated by other people's personality. Mistakes are just part of being human, don't be afraid to commit them, and just don't keep on doing them. Everyone deserves to be happy. Whatever you do in life, you deserve to be happy. Life is a constant search for happiness. If you want to eat, then eat and be happy about it. If you want to play football, then do it and be happy. Remember also to keep your body healthy. Practice exercises, eat healthy and get enough sleep to make your body energized for the days ahead. Just do whatever it is that can make you happy. Stay close to your loved ones. If you cannot, communicate with them using your phone or through the internet. Nothing makes a person happier than his loved ones. Forgive. Learn to forgive yourself for things you are not proud of. You cannot change what has happened in the past, but you can forgive yourself and go on. You need to also forgive other people who may have wronged you. Do not hold any anger because they madden your mood. Have meaningful conversations with other people. Small talk is cheap. If you have nothing to do, find your office janitor and talk to him while he cleans the corridor or security personnel while he guards the front door. Sometimes the best advice in life can be acquired from people who have less or just enough in life. Smile. Nothing beats a smile. Even if you are not happy, a simple smile can change your attitude. Smile can change your mood. Don't be selfish and make a person happy with a sincere smile. This can also make you happy and is one of the best stress relievers. Believe in yourself. If you have no self-confidence, it becomes much harder to develop self-discipline and stick to anything you set out to do. Believe that you can do it and you will have the willpower to act productively. Just do it. Apply these steps and free yourself from anxiety through meditation and positive attitude. Cultivating a positive attitude will help you relieve stress and remove negativity from your life, thus making yourself truly happy while also helping other people, especially the ones dear to you, to live their life the best way they can. How to overcome procrastination. Many people are fond of delaying stressful tasks in favor of doing pleasurable activities first. Some are more comfortable working under pressure, which is why they justify their postponement of responsibilities until they get pressured by the limited time remaining before deadline. Procrastination may be a result of many factors such as stress, loss of productivity, laziness, guilt, crisis, as well as low self-esteem due to social reaction to failures and not properly performing a responsibility or commitment. Further procrastination occurs if such feelings are combined and felt at the same time. Some serious cases of procrastination are caused by laziness, low ambition, and willpower. However, there are people who attribute procrastination to identifying what is important for a person, especially because there are cases where people tend to procrastinate on a task even if they like the job. Procrastination is a powerful habit and many people are drawn to it. The following are useful tips in beating procrastination to become more productive in your work and other endeavors. Face your fears. Procrastination could happen because of fear. Fear of what? You may have a lot of fears when you work. Fear of failure may cause you to pause and put off your task. You might be afraid to make mistakes, which is why you cannot start performing your task. In some cases, there are individuals who are afraid of succeeding. Remember to always face and conquer your fears. This is a great way to overcome your procrastination habit. Making lists. Task lists are useful in keeping track of your progress. With such lists, some people get motivated to work and finish all the tasks at a given time. In a list, put a date to every task and give it a time limit. In this way, you will feel slight pressure to complete a task as the deadline draws near. Divide and conquer. When you are given big projects, facing them head-on might end up with you losing to stress and headache. That is why a lot of people, when given such projects, get intimidated or hopeless just by looking at the amount of work presented. In such situation, it would be great to divide the project into different elements and finish them one by one. You can build a list of the divided segments of the project and decide where to start. In such way, you can work on a big project without feeling how big it really is. Identify the habit and deal with it. When you start working on the tasks on your list, thoughts of procrastination will eventually come into your mind, especially if there are distractions and temptations around you. At a certain time, you would find yourself thinking, "I'll just do this later," or "I still have time tomorrow, I'll just play for now." If these thoughts come into your mind, then this is a signal that you are about to put it off or procrastinate. You have to identify these signs and try your best not to give in to temptation. Instead, try to start doing the task. You will then realize that the task at hand becomes easier to do once you have started on doing it. Lessen the load. The main reason for people to procrastinate is because they have too much workload and they don't know how to start or finish them. Claim only the tasks that fit into your capability and finish it first before moving into the next one. It is not good to claim multiple big tasks at once, but if for some reason you do, divide each project into different elements and work on a segment of one project at a time, then in another projects when you're done. In this way, boredom and procrastination is reduced. Love the mornings. Waking up early allows for empty mind. This allows fresh ideas to come to you. Usually in the mornings, many people find it motivating to work and not procrastinate. Of course, you won't be able to wake up early if you don't sleep early, so it is best to finish all tasks early and retire to your bed as soon as you can. Move around. To condition yourself before a job, it is helpful to move around the house by jogging and doing exercises such as push-ups or stretches to warm your body up. Change your mindset. Meditate. There is a time for everything. You have time to work, watch television, listen to music, eat, and sleep. You should also have time to sit down and be quiet for a while. You don't have to do anything. Just sit and breathe. This relieves you from the stress of work and refreshes your mind. An American boy once asked a Chinese monk, "What if I can't take them? What if I die?" The monk answered, don't forget to breathe. Breathing without thinking of anything is the simplest form of relaxation. Don't forget to do so. No matter how many methods you read, doing them is another story. Beating procrastination is not as easy as reading the methods to do so. The urge to put off important tasks is strong, and many people find it difficult to fight. Chapter 3: How to Master Your Self-Confidence. Low self-confidence can certainly damage your life. In case you are not assured in your skills and abilities, you will be afraid of doing anything. Every act, every phrase, and every conversation will be a terrifying experience, each time. Here are a few easy things to do to boost your self-confidence back. Play it cool. Relax and don't think about anything that might go wrong. When you are cool about everything, you can tolerate any uncertainties that might come your way. You don't really know how things are going to pan out, so why stress yourself? Hit the gym. Self-esteem is linked to our perception of ourselves. Exercise makes us feel good because of the release of endorphins. Feeling good about ourselves is good for our self-esteem. A strong and healthy body equals a strong and healthy self-esteem. Don't compare to others. In the society as it is today, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing to others around you. Let's remember that we are not all the same, and so our achievements in life and specifically our goals will be different to others. Just because Joe down the street can shoot a three-pointer after only 2 days of practice does not mean that you will be able to do it. Who knows, you might get in just one day. Develop yourself. Self-confidence is about knowing what you can do. Self-esteem is about what you are. So, take some time to explore yourself, internally. Your inner self is who you are. The more you know yourself, the more you will believe in yourself and develop a strong self-esteem. Your thoughts are strong. If you think that you are not good enough, then you are probably not good enough, because your subconscious will take that as reality. Change the way you think and you change the way you view yourself. What you think is what you will become. If you remain confident that you can do anything, you will be able to do anything. Learn to catch yourself when you think you're not good enough. Just because you're struggling to complete a certain step of your action plan does not mean that you are not good enough to achieve the goal. Just like with confidence and self-esteem, you need to reframe the tough times so that you can let the Superman self break out. We all need a little help sometimes, and sometimes we need to help ourselves. Stop negative thinking. Instead of telling yourself not to mess things up, just do what needs to be done. Your brain will pick up the mess things up and alter your way of thinking. So, when you want to achieve something, program your mind with a guideline that you have already succeeded. The subconscious mind will act on whatever it is fed. Feed your subconscious with negative thoughts and you end up failing. Dress up your self-image. Your self-esteem is based on your self-image, and if your self-image is a slob, you will be a slob. So, dress up your self-image and really step out in yourself. You can wear all the brand names and fashion labels you want, because the more you hold that image in your mind, the more your life will become just that. So, dress up and step out into your life. To exude self-confidence even when you are around people you are meeting for the first time, Think about the way you are when you are around the people you trust. This way, you'll feel comfortable and you thwart whatever shyness you might also be feeling, in addition to lacking confidence. You don't need to get intimidated by people you don't know if you look at them the way you look at your friends. Remember your past accomplishments and achievements. Think about how you felt back then. Appreciate what you have achieved, no matter how small they may be. The ultimate task is to practice self-awareness and self-acceptance. Get in touch with your inner strengths and weaknesses. Accept that you are not ideal and that you are flawed, and it's perfectly normal to be that way because nobody's ideal. When you are able to accept yourself for what you are, you begin to believe in yourself again. When you have identified your weaknesses and the areas that you are struggling with, work towards developing yourself. Turn those weaknesses into strengths. Develop your positive talents. When you are able to improve on your weaknesses and develop your strengths, it is easier to feel a sense of self-worth. Clean up your act and environment. Disorganization and clutter do not help in achieving your goals. You can't work a plan if you don't even know where the plan is. Being tidy and neat is a very good habit generally, but is especially helpful in achieving your goals. Identify your abilities. Self-esteem is all about trusting in your abilities. That sense of knowing only comes from identifying what you are good at. Knowing what you can do is one of the best ways of building your self-esteem. So, flex your muscles and use your mind as much as possible in order to develop a good, strong, and healthy self-esteem. Rest. Being tired is a surefire way of feeling down. Physical rest is not only vital for your body but is just as important for building healthy self-esteem. When you are rested, you are able to focus and concentrate better on the task at hand. This will make you feel better about yourself and improve your self-esteem. Find your mission, your purpose. Feeling like you are not achieving makes you feel like a failure. Not achieving might be because you are working against your purpose in life. Your purpose is the fuel that keeps your self-esteem fire burning. Once you identify it and work towards it daily, you will experience enormous self-esteem as you grow into yourself. Concentrate on a specific time, place, and situation that you want to feel most confident in. Psychologists say that it is more effective to associate confidence with something specific. Are you confident when you are with people you trust? Are you feeling confident when you are presenting to a client? Or are you feeling confident when you are talking to your boss? Concentrate on whatever makes you feel confident and you can handle anything. Focus on words that describe how you want to feel at that specific moment. Words like relaxed or confident might help. Keep in mind that your brain works well when you feed it with clear and positive instructions. You have to make sure that you feed only positive thoughts so that it manifests into positive actions and reactions. Vision board. We all have dreams and aspirations. If you are reading this, then you feel in some way you are not living the fullest life you can. So how do you connect the dots? With a vision board. Simply take a big piece of cardboard and then create your perfect life from cut-out picture and photos. Design the life you want to live on the cardboard and then stick this vision board on the inside of your cupboard so that you can see it every day. Feed on the positive energy. Just like in your goals, you must use the positive energy that is generated in all areas of your life to feed the other areas of your life. This will help build your confidence and self-esteem, and this, in turn, will feed back in a never-ending loop to help with the goals. And so on and so forth. How to be more productive and achieve anything. Time is endless, and everyone has it. However, wasted time can never be returned. Some people just want to make sure they use all of their time for things that are worth spending it for. If you are a man or woman with a tiny schedule, time management would be very helpful in saving time as you make full use of it. Properly managing of time and defeating procrastination is the key to a productive life. Being productive isn't as easy as it seems to be. It means not being lazy and continuously using time to do things that are worth the time. If you are a person who is often overcome by laziness, you're always unmotivated to do things that are productive. Remember that your future will always depend on how you control your time and how productive you can be with the time. Below you can find techniques and methods you can follow to be a more productive person. Instead of checking for work in the morning after you wake up, plan on what you have to work on before you sleep in the night. In that way you'll have something to look forward to on the next day. Do not wait for work to go to you. This usually ends up with procrastination on your part. Instead of waiting for something to work on, go get it yourself. If you start by this act, it would be easier for you to create ideas and finish the task you have chosen. Motivate yourself by thinking of your goals and ambitions. Remember that you have to work hard in order to get your goals. Think about your goals every morning. This will give you the mental energy you need for work. Keep your workplace clean at all times. What invites a high-quality work better than a clean workplace? If your place is messy, it would be very stressful for you, which may lead to unproductivity and even procrastination. High-quality work takes a lot of focus. Claim only a task which fits your capacity. Don't just say yes to everything. Choose at least one or at most 3 projects and do your best to work on them. Remember to keep yourself physically fit at all times. Although your work may only require you to sit down and encode, physical fitness is crucial to improve blood flow, which could lead to a better focus on a task at hand and build large amounts of energy for a whole day of work. To be productive, you will need a lot of energy. Dehydration leads to a weakened state, which won't allow you to do a task at your best. Drink a lot of water to replenish your body's supplies. With adequate hydration, you get enough energy and become more productive. When you have free time, don't just lie down on your sofa without doing anything, or just sit on the bus on the way to work. You can read articles or listen to audiobooks about subjects that you are interested in learning. You'll be more productive if you work on a task without being disturbed by anyone. That is why some successful people are difficult to find. They usually work inside a hidden room in their house. If you have an important project at hand, then you might want to get away from the things and people that may quell you so you can get the work done as soon as possible. How to relieve stress, focus your mind and achieve peace. Stress is part of living. It is a fixture in life. Sources and causes of stress are in great abundance. Stress per se is not bad. Actually, it is an integral component of learning. It provides challenges that make people polish their knowledge in order to overcome trials and adversities. The positive circumstance about stress is that it can be taken care of. It can be managed or controlled. And it is very important for the concerned person to be able to manage or control stress. Below is a suggested list. In any setting where there is a chance for laughter, you must laugh. Laughter is still the best medicine, particularly if it is for real clean fun and is not at the expense of another person. Literally, laughter enhances the secretion of endorphins, hormones which have analgesic effect and which gain the sense of well-being. Laughter also reduces the human manufacture of stress-causing hormones. Music has good therapeutic effects. It generates joy. Music makes you smile. It activates the brain to give a sense of satisfaction in the same manner that sex do. Favorite music causes heart rates to go down, heart workloads to reduce and blood pressures to lower. Listening to wanted melodies is therefore healthy and is strongly recommended. Taking responsibilities is good for as long as necessary and in the desire to help. However, if an activity no longer becomes enjoyable, it is better discarded. Being the chairman of the monthly sports league in the town may be rewarding. If it has been so for the last 12 months and it already hinders or disrupts other personal undertakings, it might be time to say no to an extended term. It may be passed on to another community member who is willing to assume the job and has the time to carry on. In sum, it is not advisable to overburden yourself with unnecessary activities. You must learn how to say no if need be and for as long as there are good reasons. Memory lapses are normal. It is hence best to list down things which must be done, say for the day or for the week. This practice makes you more organized. It frees the mind of worry or bother. After an item in the list is accomplished, it must be checked. Awareness of a work done gives a sense of fulfillment. It renders happiness and joy and thus helps block stress into the system. Listing things down will only take a few minutes, but the resulting benefit will mean a lot. Sorting out strategies for the day may be included in the list. In those manners, chances of worries will be reduced. Organic gardening is good for the environment. It is also refreshing to have the thought that something worthwhile is being done. Furthermore, tending to the garden is a wholesome physical exercise. Observing the blossoming of flowers and clearing the weeded plot and putting away decaying materials provide a sense of satisfaction that removes any incident of stress. The good feeling can last for a moment in a day and can even extend some more. You must start the day right with a positive mind. Hopefulness must be honed. Nice expectations must be nurtured. Rising up in bed, it is advised to think of the nice things that are likely to happen during the day. A defeatist attitude must not be desired. A negative disposition must not have a place at the beginning of a fresh morning. Although a fallback position for a worst scenario is good, being optimistic makes you work harder for a specified goal. A pessimist, on the other hand, has already lost before going into action. Optimism does not attach to stress while pessimism or defeatism does. If you have the means and the ability, it is always wholesome to give. It may not necessarily be something material. Smiling to somebody you meet along the way is an act of giving. A few words of gratitude will be proper. A friendly gesture like helping an aged woman up the stairs is very much worth the good deed. For the material aspect, a few coins for the beggar you pass by will be in order. The practice of imparting what you can do or what you can give soothes the soul and relieves the mind of stress. Setting up goals and objectives must be made in a constant manner. It is suggested to write down the goals on paper. After that is done, a self-deliberation about what to do to achieve success may follow. This kind of a situation pictures a systematic approach to performing tasks. With it, the mind does not get burdened. Along that line, stress is avoided if not reduced to the minimum. How to control your mind. When you were young and you were angry, you may have had some challenges managing your mood. You cried, hit the door, walked out, and cursed whoever it was that hurt you. In order to keep you calm, your mom would usually ask you to count from 1 to 10. And through this, you learn the concept and worth of self-control. As opposed to what most individuals think, self-control can in fact be developed through so many ways. The important thing here is, you need to be consistent. Just like the way you gain your muscles or get that hourglass figure, you need to utilize these ways constantly. If you go to the gym regularly to achieve a buffed-up muscle, you would also have to fight against your unhealthy habits every now and then. Have a pause. Taking a pause or stepping back does not mean that you are giving up. It just means that you will be rechanneling your energy and refocusing your thoughts into something else. For instance, you've just experienced a fight with your spouse and you are really pissed off. How will you avoid kicking your pet or yelling at your younger brother following the incident? Well, you may think that it would be impossible to control yourself, but the truth is, it can be done. When you find yourself angry, the best thing that you can do is to take a pause. Stop whatever it is that you are doing, close your eyes, take 5 deep breaths and think of something that will get your brain off that circumstance. You can think of your preferred food or do what your mother used to share with you, count from 1 to 10. Taking a pause is just like meditation without the yoga mat and the lotus position. If you feel that your temper counter is rising, don't hesitate to stop momentarily and calm your nerves. Do not deprive yourself of what is making you happy. Most individuals who want to develop self-control would wrongly deprive themselves of what they like most. Those who want to lose some weight would stop eating their favorite dish. Those who want to top the exam would stop going out with their friends. And the ones who wish to get the job promotion they have been spending so much time for would stop spending quality time with the family. Self-control does not tell you to stop being happy, it just tells you to do things in moderation. One of the secrets to achieving your goal is moderation, whether some inches off your waist or some dollars more in your bank account. When you do things excessively, you will only have problems with negative consequences. If you have been working hard for the past several months that you get much less rest or eat inadequately, you will only get sick. You may be earning more, however your money will be spent on clinic bills, medicines, and laboratory tests. The same thing happens if you have been trying to control your appetite, that you get much less nutrition than what you are supposed to. Individuals who miss their meals, either through workaholism or diet, are prone to peptic ulcers and malnutrition. They receive much less nutrition and may soon develop weakness and fatigue. Talk yourself out of it. One of the best methods for getting out of a difficulty is to talk yourself out of it. When you need to take action, encourage yourself to do it now. If you want to avoid something, give yourself why you should. Simple claims such as, "I can do this," can make a great difference. Say it aloud and with conviction. Have confidence in these words and everything else follows. Choose your friends. Your friends can influence your decisions and your behavior notably. Choose those who will support you, those who know how to transform your weaknesses, and those who can help you achieve your goals. Between someone who entices you to eat a lot when you are on a diet and someone who keeps you away from temptations, choose the last mentioned. You will likely be successful if you have a friend who knows the worthiness of support. How to increase your communication skills. First and foremost, communication is not a natural ability. Not everyone is born to have amazing communication skills. In fact, only a few are. But that is not an issue because communication is a lifelong process. Even the greatest people have had those moments of awkwardness, and they are still learning new things and ways on how to effectively share their thoughts. Some learn naturally, but some also need outside help. Communication is that one thing all of us need to share our feelings and knowledge to other people. It is our way of making ourselves known to others and be with them freely and easily. Communication has always been that mysterious tool that binds all of us through the years, and it is what makes us discover new and special things among each other and the whole world. Talk. Basically, communicating is talking, pushing those words out and spreading it for others to hear, see, or feel. Not all of us are great speakers, that is a fact. But every one of us can improve our ability to become a good speaker. All we need is practice. Make sure that as you read, you put some feelings into it, like you are telling a story to someone. You can try animating your voice or putting a dash of seriousness in it. Practice talking out loud, and sooner or later, it will surely become natural. You can also try singing. Sing while you're doing something like household chores. It is fun, plus, it may serve as some sort of therapy for you and your voice. Most people who have a problem talking are those who are called natural introverts, who just can't make themselves approach anyone at a party they were forced to go. They are mostly those who want to reach out but are afraid to make or say something that will make them look weird or stupid. They are those who are too conscious of what people will think of them. But that is not a problem you can't solve, personally. You can't always expect others to talk to you first. Let go of your pride and go greet them with a simple, "Hi," or "How are you?" or a "Nice to see/meet you." Do not overthink being the first to approach them. It is not bad at all. It will not make you look like a freak. In fact, it will make you look extra friendly and easy to deal with. Consider starting small, especially if it is the first time you meet them. Once you've approached them with an opener, you can always start with asking their job, school, or mutual friends. Please do not talk about the weather. It has been the kind of topic listed as the most boring, but most used up topics ever. Try to throw jokes at the right time. Do not be so overwhelming, for it may push off your newfound friends. Share a few information about yourself, but not the most personal ones, especially to people you just met. sharing something about you will most definitely make them share something about them, too. Tell some interesting stories and make sure to find common interests and talk about it. Also, make a habit to ask open-ended questions if you want to have a more meaningful conversation. Avoid questions answerable by a yes or a no, if you do not have any follow-up questions in store for your newly met friend. Talking with someone for the first time is usually the most difficult stage, but make sure to make the best first impression and enjoy it. Do not treat it as a mission, treat it as a ticket to some other fun nights and hangouts. Use your body. Using your body means you should engage your audience or listeners through your body actions like your eye contact and simple hand gestures. Making eye contact is always included in learning how to communicate. Looking straight through the eyes of somebody you are talking to sends some sincere vibes. Eye contact makes your listener be more interested in what you are talking about. It can also help you see if she is enjoying your conversation or if the topic is making her uncomfortable. Of course, this will give them the same opportunity to examine you. Try not to look frustrated, annoyed or uninterested if you don't actually mean it, as it may give them second thoughts on believing what you are saying, or may make them want to end your conversation immediately. Aside from making eye-to-eye contact, smiling is also a necessity. Smiling might bring out your great aura and invite a nice long chat. This makes you look pleasing and admirable. If you do not smile that often, people will most probably give you the impression of a grouch troll who does not truly want to have any friends. Use your hands to express what you want to say. This can make your audience understand what you are trying to convey to them. This can also make you look more approachable and fun to talk with, as it sometimes can open up to sudden pick-up jokes. Just do not exaggerate if it is not needed and try not to make it look awkward. Make sure that your words, facial expressions and gestures match, because it can send mixed messages. For example, you cannot give a compliment to someone if you are frowning or scowling, or it will make them think you are being sarcastic or envious. Let your body go with the flow of your words and feelings. If you are talking in front of a large group, walk around. Not all the time, though, as it may cause discomfort to your audience. Walk around as your talk requires you to. This can help you emphasize your point and make you engage your audience more. Listen. You have to remember that an efficient communication is not only about speaking your heart out. It is also about listening to what other people have to say. As a famous saying goes, a man is given 2 ears and 1 mouth so that he might hear twice as much as he speaks. Notice their body language and facial expressions. They might be giving out some hints you should want to know, or they might just be showing what they really want to say through their body movements. Do not be selfish and give others a chance to speak for themselves. Through this, ideas and knowledge can easily be passed on. Try to place yourself in other people's shoes if they are confiding their worries to you. Feel good that someone trusts you enough to run up to you during times of trial. Be sure to give her the needed advices and physical comfort. And the only way to effectively know what to do in these situations is to listen and imagine yourself experiencing what the person is going through. Try putting yourself in the other person's shoes to understand him more. Yet again, you should also know when to stop listening. Yes, sometimes you just have to especially if the topic is something like a negative gossip, something that might hurt someone, or if it is something excessively unnecessary that hinders your work. You need to know when to say no sometimes, but make sure to say it politely yet firmly in a mild tone. Be yourself. In doing all these things and in starting to let go of what you have been hiding behind your shy mask, never lose a hint of who you really are. Be yourself. Smile like you have always did. Dress the way you really want to and not how others expect you to. Communication is not really about pleasing others. It is sharing a bit of yourself to everyone else. Stop comparing yourself to others. You are you and they are they. What's more special than a unique individual? How to skyrocket your emotional intelligence. The ability to control and affirm our own emotions is important, and so is our skill to respond, read, and understand the emotions of people around us. Experts define this ability as emotional intelligence. Why emotional intelligence is very important. Emotional intelligence creates an impact in various aspects of our lives, such as the way we behave and communicate with other people. If you have a high emotional intelligence, you can understand your own emotional state as well as others. Your emotional intelligence serves as your level of understanding the emotional aspect of relating with people in order to establish genuine relationships, achieve greater success at work and live a more fulfilling life. Emotional intelligence is consisted of several attributes, namely: your mentality. Unmanaged stress creates impact in your mentality, making you susceptible to depression and anxiety. If you cannot control or recognize your emotions, there is a good chance that you will suffer from mood swings which can ruin work or personal relationships and leave you feeling isolated. Your physical being. If you are unable to get rid of stress, this can lead to severe health problems. Unmanaged stress speeds up the aging process, contributes to infertility, raises blood pressure, suppresses the body's immune system and increases the risk of stroke and heart attack. In line with this, the crucial step to improving your EQ is by learning how to manage stress levels in your body. Your work performance. Improving an emotional intelligence helps you shove the social complexities of your workplace, lead and encourage workmates, and most importantly, excel in your performance. Today, a lot of companies view emotional intelligence as important as their employees' technical ability, hence they require EQ tests when hiring. Relationship management. You know how to maintain and develop healthy relationships with people, influence and inspire them, manage conflicts, communicate clearly and work together as a team. Motivation. Individuals who have a high level of EQ are usually motivated. In other words, they have the willingness to put off abrupt results for longer success. Motivated people loves taking challenges and are very productive in their work. Leadership. Determination, purpose and charisma are three of the many traits commonly used in describing a leader. Nonetheless, most leaders possess a single quality, and that is having a high EQ. In terms of leadership, emotional intelligence gives people a range of skills like inspiring/influencing others, navigating social networks and managing successful relationships. Every person possesses these skills, but for them to become effective leaders they need a high level of EQ. In today's work setting, emotional intelligence has become a very important factor for team collaboration, efficiency, productivity and success. Social awareness. You can fully recognize the concerns, needs and emotions of others, feel comfortable with them socially, pick up the missing pieces of their emotional cues and recognize their efforts. Self-management. You are able to adapt towards circumstances, stay true to your commitments, control impulsive behaviors or feelings and manage your emotional well-being in a healthy way. Self-awareness. You know how to recognize your emotions, how they affect your behavior and thoughts. Self-awareness also has something to do with being aware of your strengths and weaknesses and developing self-confidence. How to improve EQ in order to become an influential leader, either at school or work. Write your feelings and thoughts. Based on research, writing down all your feelings and thoughts helps improve your EQ. Know when enough is enough. Always remember that your emotional intelligence involves not just your capacity to look within, but also to be present in the world you're part of. Ask yourself this question: how do I feel right now? Start doing this by rating your entire sense of well-being on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest and 1 as the lowest. If your feelings are quite extreme, take few minutes of thinking about associations or ideas that are connected to those feelings. Listen to your body sensations. Listening to your body sensations, i.e., a flutter of the heart when you saw the person you admire so much, and the core feelings they're associated with allows you to process your reasoning powers. Don't be judgmental of your feelings. Try not to let go of your feelings before having the chance to think of it. Healthy emotions often go up and down, like a wave fading and rising naturally. Here, your purpose is to cut off that wave before it finally peaks. In other words, reflect on your feelings before letting them go. Connect your feelings to your thoughts, or vice versa. When you feel that something strikes you beyond the ordinary, ask yourself, what do I think about it? Some of our feelings can contradict others, and that's normal. Listening to your feelings, and connecting them to your thoughts, is like listening to the testimonies of witnesses in a courtroom. Don't change or interrupt the subject. If emotions are uncontrollable, we can avoid them by distracting or interrupting ourselves. Sit down for a while and ask yourself, how I am feeling right now. It may probably take some time for your feelings to arise, but if you allow that time to stay interrupted, it wouldn't be hard for you to control your feelings. Ask someone for encouragement. Some individuals barely realize that others are able to judge their thoughts or feelings. Ask someone, a friend, relative or work colleague, how you're coming across your emotions. Make sure that the person you're asking has enlightening answers. Examine how your behavior will affect others. If your decision will affect the people around you, place yourself in their position. Ask yourself, how will these people feel if I did this? Be responsible of your actions. If you hurt a person's feelings, apologize. Do not shrug off what you did or ignore the person. Forgiveness is the best way to make things right. How to accomplish your goals. Achieving your goals is not a simple walk in the park, where you can easily come and go. The journey towards your goal is a one-way road. You can only move forward, go back to the past once in a while and look at what is before you. Self-discipline plays a significant role in every of these, for without it, one can never have the guts to wake up at 6 o'clock each day to go to an 8-hour exhausting work. Following the rules in your office is also a sign of self-discipline, which may cause your job if unhappy. There are plenty of methods by which you can accomplish your goals, depending on your skills, resources, and undoubtedly, amount of self-control. Here are some tips how you can start reaching for that dream now. Set your objectives. Your objectives are short-term specific goals, which guide you to attain the long-term ones. The objectives are sometimes called micro-quotas, because goals are broken into parts. Rather than just saying, "I am going to buy a car after 3 months," you can state, "I am going to earn $20,000 in 3 months and buy a car." What is the difference? The former statement only tells you what the individual wants, but the second one specifies how he projects to buy the car. This is the main function of the objective, which is to create a definite way towards your goals. When you have already recognized your objectives, you can already determine how to achieve your goals. How do you plan to earn $20,000 in 3 months? First, you can save money by spending less on unnecessary items. And second, earn much more by working to the best of your talents and get promoted. Reward yourself. When individuals are so busy working on their goals, they tend to forget to look after themselves. Aside from eating a healthy meal, training regularly and getting enough sleep, you can reward yourself with something special. It could be something you have been attempting to have, or maybe it's something that can take your mind off your worries. Treat yourself to dinner or take a leisurely walk at the seashore. Watch the sun set or rise and watch the way the golden color of the sun spreads all over the sky. Consider that rewarding yourself helps to keep you from producing burnout. Be smart. A goal is not simply any goal that you want to achieve or happen in your life. It should be a goal that is catered by your abilities set within a given period of time. You need to be specific with what you want to do. Do you want to go to Europe or Asia? Obviously, answers would determine the type of work that you have to do. The expense of living in Europe is a lot greater than Asia or South America, hence you might have to save additional money just to achieve it. In addition, it has to be measurable and time-bound. If you're a doctor who wants your patient cured, you can say that he has already retrieved if he doesn't have any fever anymore. Set a deadline for achieving your goal. The goal should be attainable and realistic. If you have been working on having a mansion and sports car, these dreams won't happen if you only have $100 savings every month. How to master great habits. Habits, whether good or bad, are difficult to break. They are a part of your system that they come automatically. One good example of this is your morning routine. Once you wake up and get out of your bed, you go to the bathroom, wash your face, brush your teeth and take a bath. After that, you dress up, eat your breakfast and go to work. When you miss doing something, you may feel like something is missing. That will cause a domino effect that can make you unproductive and moody. Cultivating good habits is a significant challenge. You have to break some negative habits and incorporate the new good ones into the picture. It does not happen right away, as well. It is part of self-discipline development. It would need time and determination. But before you can proceed with creating a habit, you first need to know which is good and which is bad. Why do you have to know the difference? Simple. An excellent habit fosters self-discipline. The bad habit won't. First off, a good habit is a healthy act. Eating the right amounts of fruits and vegetables per day is an excellent habit, while consuming more oily foods and less fiber-rich foods is a terrible one. The same is true with taking care of your stress. Good stress management habits include getting enough rest and spending your time wisely, while a bad stress management habit includes smoking or drinking alcohol to the point of toxicity. Simply put, negative habits can further worsen your problem, while the good ones get you out of it. How will you start a good habit and stick to it? Take it one step at a time. Most people are unsuccessful sticking to good habits because they're trying to accomplish so many things at the same time. For example, a person who wants to build up good study habits would read his books, read his friends' books and read the books in the library, which will only overwhelm his brain. This, definitely, wouldn't normally work. Though one promises to himself that he would start studying seriously today, one can only study as seriously as he can. Be reminded that you can only do so much. Reading so many books will only confuse you, take up a lot of your time and will only give you nothing but headaches. Moderation is the main element. If you wish to study for an exam, use the material that you have readily available and make use of it well. It might not have all the details that you'll require to know, but mastering that materials can already ensure you a great amount of essential knowledge. Keep it as simple and as small as you can. Think of a good habit that you believe you can establish within your skills. For instance, you have an upcoming exam tomorrow and you understand that you are bad in memorizing things. To build up a good study habit, you must accept your weakness and do something about it. Certainly, training your brain to memorize won't just happen overnight. However, there is something that you can do to compensate for it. Instead of trying to memorize each phrase, why not simply try to understand the principles behind it? It will not only allow you to answer your exam tomorrow, but it will also allow you to store substantial information without great stress. Take action every day. The secret towards developing any type of habit is consistency. Take action every day. Just like how you make yourself remember an important info, repetition is the main element. Repetition and regularity will make the act automatic. How to develop useful leadership skills. Leaders are not born. Leaders are created. Becoming a leader is not an easy task, nor does the transformation occur overnight. Becoming a great leader entails dedication, passion, and will. And the first step in this 1,000-mile journey is to understand the twists and turns of being a leader. In this chapter, you will not only learn a handful of things you need to know about leadership but also see and understand everything it takes to be a true leader. Since the term, and the idea itself, slightly varies, a handful of those whom we consider as leaders have given their insights regarding leadership. It is a must to realize what leadership is for these people who have become leaders themselves. One of the greatest military leaders in the world's history, the French general and emperor, Napoleon Bonaparte, appears to say almost the same thoughts of leadership with Lao Tzu. When I give a minister an order, I leave it to him to find the means to carry it out. For him, leadership is not about directing people all the way through getting a job done. Being a leader involves choosing the right men to do the right job and letting them do it their way. And how do you know who this leader is? Reverend Theodore Martin Hesburgh got that covered. The very essence of leadership is that you have to have a vision. It's got to be a vision you articulate clearly and forcefully on every occasion. You can't blow an uncertain trumpet. A leader is someone who knows what it is he is standing for, what it is he is fighting for. This leader then imparts his vision to the rest of the world, and convinces them that it is a good enough vision to stand for, to take time for, to bleed for, and to die for. World's best leaders. Leadership is mirrored in different styles, in different fields, in different personalities. Here are some of the leaders who have made it big with each of their unique leadership methods. First on the list is no other than Oprah Winfrey. She is the kind of leader that you never realized was actually being a leader. Leadership is about influencing people into making a move. When she presents a book on her show, her battalion of viewers would go to the nearest bookshop and secure a copy. When she speaks, the whole world listens, and the whole world is moved and inspired. Her leadership is not something imposed or officially given. Her leadership is the kind that transcends the physical and goes to the extent that it moves you. Talking about leadership, Napoleon Bonaparte is not so far behind. Being famous for leading his men against armies of significantly greater numbers and coming out victorious, this renowned French emperor and general established legal reforms which are still followed even up to this day in different parts of the world. And of course, the list would not be complete without the great leader who inspired and made more good leaders, Mahatma Gandhi. He was the image of non-violent means of protest that was etched upon the history of the world and upon the hearts of men from his time up to this day. His peaceful ways and methods did not only lead to the independence of India but also influenced other world-renowned leaders who achieved their longings without violence. If there was no Gandhi, perhaps the world would never have seen any Mandela and Luther King. Gandhi was not only an archetype of leadership but also of humanity. What is common among the world's best leaders is that they are all ordinary people who saw opportunities when no one else did, and employed extraordinary dedication and effort to make the most of what they were given. And in the process, they were able to bring out the best in others, too. For more inspiration to becoming a great leader, witness these fictional heroes displaying mighty acts of leadership even in their most challenging moments. Animal Farm by George Orwell. George Orwell's allegorical novel dealt with leadership and corruption by telling the tale of pigs that started a revolution in the farm. They overthrew the farm's owner and claimed the farm for themselves. They began acting more human-like as time went by, beginning from getting milk by themselves to actually getting whiskey. Captain Phillips. This true-to-life naval hijacking happened in 2009 in the Somali Seas. Captain Richard Phillips exhibited extreme courage, dedication and cunning not only to save the ship but also his crew. Gladiator. With the valor, bravery, and skill of Maximus, he showed how good leadership focused on achieving a common goal is a force that cannot be stopped. It also shows how a good leader, even when turned into a slave, can defy a bad emperor, a bad leader, in front of his empire. Formula to becoming a good leader. As mentioned earlier and as proven in history, leaders are not born but are made. A good leader must possess key characteristics that would help him direct people, make them follow him, and accomplish the task at hand effectively and in the best way possible. He must also learn how to be confident with his abilities as well as with the abilities of his subordinates. He must trust his decision-making abilities as he is the captain of the ship, choosing where it is headed. Also, he must also believe that his crew can do the job assigned to them. A good leader is also honest even to a fault. A subordinate's shortcomings must be addressed with a constructive criticism, and so does the leader's mistakes. A good leader must also be intuitive. There will come times when the group would be forced to test the waters, and a good leader must know how to make tough and important decisions, most especially when the whole team turns to the leader for guidance and direction. A good leader is creative. He must be able to devise ways of getting through things, most especially when the solution to the problem is not so evidently visible. A good leader must have a positive outlook and unfailing hope. If the members can see that their leader hopes for success even when the odds are against them, they, too, will believe in success even if it takes a miracle to achieve it. A good leader brings out the best in his members. He lets them do things their way so as not to hinder their creativity and their own special talents. A good leader does not create more followers. A good leader creates more leaders. I hope this chapter was able to help you to discover the leader in you and equip you with everything you need to know to become a good leader. The next step is to get up and transform these ideas to your own reality. Chapter 4: Change Your Life. Low self-image prevents us from building healthy relationships and career, provokes neuroses and dependence. Here are 50 tips to help to increase your self-esteem, attract success, and enjoy your life again. 50. Expect more from yourself than others. The good news: everyone believes in what you show. Nobody can read your thoughts to know your doubts. The bad news: you can interpret every people's speech in a wrong way. Any weird reaction and you start worrying without any reason. Psychologists recommend listening to your inner voice. Try this experiment. Note down every thought while you are lacking of self-confidence. Every time you start worrying, do a 3-minute break. Take the list and remind yourself how good you are. Show to your brain the material proof of your self-confidence. 49. Appearance is everything. When you look good, you feel good. Simple. If you are walking around looking like you just got out of a rubbish bin, you probably won't be too confident about yourself. We all know how you feel when you walk out of the hairdresser. You walk a bit taller. You walk with purpose. So look after yourself and dress your best and you will feel your best. You know your best features to show them off. 48. Make mistakes more often. Mistake is the word which makes people fear and paralyzes them. Especially it's bad for perfectionists and those who are chronically afraid of doing something wrong. But you need to know that failures are necessary part of our developing. If you don't mistake, you don't study anything new. You just check that your plan doesn't work. And when you learn it, you will be able to move further and to find new ways of attaining the success. And what is more important, Once you had recovered after failure, you realized that you don't feel devastated. Such experience helps you to meet your fears face to face and to accomplish your goals in the future. 47. Stop blaming yourself and making excuses. If you have done something wrong and you are accused of it, just admit it as a fact. For what these excuses are: yes, I am guilty. Yes, I will do better. Don't drive yourself into guilt and look for excuses, it's all in the past. Be in the present and think about the future creatively. This way of thinking is the most optimal for a person. Forgive yourself. It's very hard to accept who you are. Try to look at your shortcomings from another point of view, turn them into advantages, into something you could be proud of. Sincere forgiveness for not corresponding your own ideals is the first step on the ladder to success. 46. Surround yourself with positive people. The more you surround yourself with positive and confident individuals in all areas of your life, the more you will begin to feel the same. The very interaction with confidence motivates you to feel the same, it is contagious. The same goes for negativity. So, take a look at the people in your life and reflect on their net input regarding confidence in your life. True friends help you be more of yourself as far as it is concerned. 45. Exercise patience. They say patience is a virtue. But it does not come naturally to all. Especially self-patience. Be patient with yourself as you grow and develop your self-esteem. You might find some days easy and other not so much, and it's during those not so easy days that you need to be patient in your learning. It could be that the lesson is bigger than you first understood, or that you need a little more practice in order to tick that box. 44. Plan your future. Set yourself real, quite achievable, goals. Note down the real steps to achieve them and implement them regularly. This is an effective way to achieve success and gain confidence. Do not put them off for tomorrow, and do not let the mind think more than it's really necessary, as the mind tends to think a lot too much, doubt, and find excuses. If the mind says, must, and better this way, then we must do it in this way. 43. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and others. If we regret it, we agree that a person cannot cope with the problem, that life is unfair, and that next time you can be a victim. If you can help a person, help, but do not tune into a negative wave of sympathy, because you will make it worse for yourself and others. Trying to get pity and empathy, instead of real help, is a manifestation of subconscious desire, that others are not better than me. There is a special type of people, vampires. They look miserable, so everybody start feeling sorry for them. But they won't do anything about fixing their problems. All they need is self-pity. 42. Confidence can admit doing something wrong. Even the most self-confident people don't always get everything right. Admitting when you have done something wrong is a true show of a strong character, and will not only develop your confidence in yourself but will also go a long way in building others' confidence in you and your abilities. Knowing that others trust in you is important in building a strong sense of self-confidence. 41. Pay attention to your body. It's not clothes that you can change whenever you want. Keep your body clean, treat and prevent diseases. A sick person is always weaker than a healthy one. You shouldn't create extra problems for yourself. Eliminate the causes of diseases as soon as they are found, without postponing for later. Our psychological condition is directly connected with health. It's extremely hard to be positive when you feel pain every time. Also, there are plenty of diseases that affect our brain, ruining our mental life. 40. Your strengths can improve your weaknesses. As I always say, knowing your strengths and weaknesses is crucial to building healthy self-confidence. Albert Einstein was dyslexic, yet he is one of the most famous people in history. He used his strong visualization abilities to develop many of his theory and equations, so just because you have weaknesses does not mean that you cannot excel. Period. 39. Get a pet. Just like caring for people helps build good self-esteem, so does care for a pet. Pets, however, offer you simple unconditional love in a way that humans just can't do. At first. If you are struggling with low self-esteem, start by getting a pet and experience unconditional love. Self-esteem begins with self-love. 38. Find your life passion. Passion and purpose go hand in hand. The things that you are passionate about in life will help you identify your purpose in life. If you are passionate about traveling, your purpose will include that as well. Passion is about enjoyment, so take some time to recognize the things that you enjoy in life and focus on finding the common theme. Passion becomes the purpose. 37. Love yourself now and always. Remember that you are a unique person with a unique set of abilities, and you have the unique role and place in life. God made you just like that. If He wanted you different, He would make you different. The Creator accepts you exactly as you are at every moment of time, so there is no point in not accepting yourself and not loving you. Understanding this greatly improves self-esteem, doesn't it? Therefore, never expect the moment when you will deserve your own love, because this minute will simply never come. 36. Find the truth. Study the wisdom attempting to penetrate into the most important secrets of life. Who am I? What am I doing here? How does it all work? And get answers to these questions. As self-knowledge and personal growth destroy complexes and self-doubt. 35. Be sincerer. We all enjoy genuine people that attract genuine kindness, that is sincere openness. Although not everybody is able to open towards another. Often people feel vulnerable, exposing their thoughts. Subconsciously it is perceived as defenselessness. That is, sincere to us prevents to be the suspicion that around people who are not able to listen, understand, and appreciate sincere relationships. Paradox. Remember the rose-colored glasses? And this is the opposite, some black glasses. As we look through them, the world turns gray. 34. Live one day as a millionaire. Live one day as a real millionaire. So you will understand that you are worthy of a better life, luxury and comfort. Do not think that the millionaires are people who don't have any troubles. This day will help you to understand that successful people are the same as you, with the same life difficulties. 33. Make your own garden. Whether you prefer small apartment gardening, or backyard gardening does not matter. So long as you try your hand at growing vegetables and fruits, discovering the best fertilizer, learning how to deal with pests and so on, your creativity and knowledge will surely grow. A heightened appreciation for all things living is one of the qualities that separate the creative mind from the bored or anxious mind. 32. Don't be afraid. Speak clearly. Look into the eyes of the interlocutors. Do not make unnecessary gestures with your hands. Do not wrinkle your fingers, do not pick lips, don't say a lot of parasite words. Just watch yourself, the position of your body, hone your communication skills, and then, sooner or later, it will start to work. Get rid of shyness. Throw out all the thought of your head that prevent you from deciding on something important. Remove internal barriers. Just act, stepping over fear and uncertainty. 31. Act decisively and purposefully. Act without looking back and without worrying about past failures. Focus on the goal and boldly go to it, and when you accomplish it, there will be no need to raise self-esteem. 30. Stay persistent. It's not easy to stay committed to certain tasks, especially those that drive a positive change. But to be persistent is to never give up. Even when you find yourself falling off the wagon, put things into perspective. For example, rethink the reasons that got you to start exercising every morning in the first place. Find that fire again. It takes time to stick to a certain morning ritual or habit. Just like you cannot lose weight overnight. You have to be persistent. 29. Fight against bad habit. Only by eradicating the bad habits in ourselves, we will be able to improve in life without hindrance. It is not necessary to immediately give up everything at once, you need to do it gradually. For instance, if you are a smoker, you should start by reducing the dose of nicotine. Sure, if your bad habit brings enormous damage to your body, give it up immediately. 28. Focus on solutions and not the problems. Do not let your problems and worries beat you down. Instead of continuously thinking about why something happened, think of how you can solve it and turn it into a positive. 27. Accept your weaknesses. Acceptance is a two-way street. You have strengths and weaknesses. Of course, it's easy to accept and feel good about your strengths, yet we shy away from our weaknesses. We also tend to pay attention more on our weaknesses, which just make us miserable. Oftentimes it is the very weakness we want to avoid that causes us to feel the way we do. By accepting your weaknesses, you quite literally make yourself stronger in the game of life. 26. Be optimistic. Being optimistic about yourself and your life is the one thing that could change your life completely. When you approach life from an optimistic perspective, you are able to recognize more learning moments for you to become better in life. This builds self-esteem and happiness. 25. Become proficient in the simplest techniques of meditation. In moments of unity with yourself and the world around you, try to imagine yourself as you want to be, confident and free from complexes. Breathe deeply, don't think of anything. Relax muscles and your body and feel how your thoughts relax too. Meditation will allow you to respond to any life's changes and be ready for work. 24. Be friendly. Smile more, be interested in other people's problems, encourage them. And when you are kind to people, it is easier for you to boost self-confidence. Kindness is the compassion plus a desire to share the life-giving energy, to share life, to export it outside of his body. Compassion and empathy are the feelings that open the world for a person. If a person sees your good attitude towards him, he is likely to help you in the future because he will remember it. 23. Be enthusiastic. You can use humor to lighten the mood and make the other person feel more comfortable around you. Ask questions and encourage them to talk about themselves, the things they are passionate about and their difficulties. This allows you to get a better understanding of the other person and helps you to connect with them on a deeper level. 22. No fear means no challenge. You might find yourself not being scared of anything. You might to consider that you are not challenging yourself enough in life. No fear does not mean any problem. Fear is one of the best motivators ever. It's actually a good emotion and can help you attain great things in life. So, spend some time re-evaluating how you feel about the life you are living, and if you find that you are just coasting along, maybe it's time to get back in the driver's seat. 21. Remember the good times and use them. In psychology, this is called anchoring. It's using the good confident moments of your life to build more of those moments in your life. So, when you are feeling down, remember the time that you were on top of your game, when you were firing on all cylinders and you could not do anything wrong. Then use the way that you felt to help you break through that glass ceiling. 20. Makeovers are good. Whether physically or spiritually, a makeover, or a change would do you good. Why? This is because once you have a new outlook for your life, and once you see some change within you, or even outside, you'll realize that you can actually change your life. And that you do not have to stick to what people have already labeled you as. You can always break through the stereotype and learn how to be the type of person that you have always wanted to be. 19. Know that the past is in the past. Every person has experiences and moments in their lives that they no longer want to come back to. Everyone has moments that they just want to leave in the past. You probably have that, too. But you know what? You can just leave the bad things behind, and learn from them, instead of letting them rule your life. You have the present, and you should live it well in order for you to have a great future. Focus on what you can still do, instead of focusing on what already happened and what you can no longer change. The past is the past for a reason, let it stay right there. 18. Learn from confident people and apply that in your own life. If you want to get better in life, it makes sense that you should look at other people that are succeeding with what you want to achieve. Look at the confident people that you want to be like and pay attention to what they do, how they do it, and what behaviors and habits they have. Role model these and you will find that you will become more confident in your life. Successful people do successful things. The more you integrate these confident habits in your life, the more you will experience your own self-confidence. 17. Make a routine. It's not about making your life boring, but about learning how to focus on your responsibilities. Plus, when there's some sense of routine in your life, you will actually look for something to do during your downtimes or free times, and therefore, you tend to become a better and more responsible individual. Also, when there is routine, you will easily remember that you have to do something at a certain time, because you'd remember that yesterday, you did the same thing, and thus, you are able to complete the tasks given to you at the right time. 16. Internal coaching. Learn how to be your own coach, and do not wait for other people to ask you to do what you have to do. After all, it is your life and you have to learn how to be your own best friend. Plus, you are the only one who can help yourself focus on your goals so that in time, you will be able to achieve what it is that you really want in life. 15. Do not give up. Every skill needs to be practiced. Look at young children. The child, before he stands and takes the first steps, falls down many times. But they get up and try again and again. What would have happened if the children were given up as fast as the adults? What if they were afraid to accept challenges because of the fear of failure? Would they go, jump and run? I don't think so. 14. Keep calm and try to eliminate stress. Avoid bustling and undue hurry. Develop the ability to cope with stress. Simple relaxation and stress management techniques will calm your body and mind, become a lifestyle for you. Every day try to find time to relax, not less than 5 minutes. Practice meditation every day for at least several minutes. These few minutes will bring great changes. 13. Read more. A person who regularly reads books at least 1 hour a day, improves his memory, because every day he remembers something new. When you read books, you can imagine all the situations, characters and heroes, and it develops your imagination. In addition, reading smart books you develop logic, you will learn to communicate better, become more confident and intelligent. Those who do not read books, often use inappropriate, adult language in conversations because they do not know the normal words to express their feelings and desires. Profanity is a manifestation of stupidity and ignorance of a person who does not read books at all. 12. Encourage yourself. Be your own best friend and do not put yourself down. Instead of saying, "I can't," say, "I can." Instead of saying, "I hate this about myself," say, "I love this about myself." Encourage yourself, because at the end of the day, if you don't, then who will do it for you? 11. Travel. Can't find partner to go abroad with you? Don't be afraid. This is even better for you. There is no better way to understand yourself, the world, to define life goals than single journeys. Solo traveling is a great experience. Relying only on your own, you will believe more in yourself and learn how to make responsible decisions. This will help you to meet new people easily and try unusual things because you do not have to look back. After visiting different countries or even exotic places, you'll find out that the world is not as dangerous as it seems to be. 10. Leave the comfort zone. There is an opinion that only in difficult situations the true face of a person opens. You can live your whole life in a greenhouse and never know what you can actually do. Will you really be able to show patience and perseverance, or do you just think you can? It's time to leave the comfort zone and understand where the limit of your opportunities is. The result will definitely surprise you. Sooner or later, the comfort zone for any person turns into a factor that stops its development. Remember the most interesting moments of your life. Most of them were connected to those moments when you did something unusual and extreme. So why not to do it again? 9. Always keep your promises. A few centuries earlier, the word honor was very weighty, and this word included the ability to keep the promise. Never say anything if you can't do it. If you do not just throw words, then you will earn respect. People will listen to you because your words will not be an empty sound. What makes people softer helps them overcome difficulties. Of course, it's a feeling of love. A man needs a man. If you are in search of love, it is easier for you to touch perfection. How can we follow the example of the person who is experiencing loneliness and yet unhappy? 8. Accept yourself as you are. Confidence is about feeling good about yourself, accepting that you are a person with feelings and experiences that are doing the best that you can with what you have. We don't always get things right, and it's very easy to let society make you feel terrible about your imperfections. Acceptance is about being okay with your imperfections, because if we were all perfect we would not have achieved the things that we have as the human race. 7. Try to like compliments. A compliment can motivate a person with a quality that he or she does not have, or if it is poorly expressed. You can correct some drawbacks, for example, negligence. The words, "Do not lose heart, you are young. Smart and beautiful, everything is good," immeasurably contain more faith and kindness than if you said in the same situation, "Yes, poor man, your deeds are absolutely hopeless, no one and nothing will help you." A good compliment inspires confidence, heals the soul. 6. Get enough sleep. It is extremely important to sleep as much as it is necessary for your body. This time for each person is determined individually. Some are able to recover their strength in just 4 to 5 hours of sleep, and others need at least 8 to 9 hours. You can determine the optimal duration of your sleep on your own, based on your own well-being after waking up. In that case, if during the week you constantly had to get up early, then sleep a lot during the weekend, so that lack of sleep does not affect your health. Thus, a healthy sleep is the key to the good mood, vivacity, increased efficiency throughout the day. 5. Follow your principles. Have a firm position and your own view on some things. Do not rush to agree with everybody. This also does not mean that you always need to defend your opinion aggressively, leading long senseless disputes, although, in some situations, you have to defend. This means having a solid, well-founded, deliberate position, a set of own principles that cannot be shaken by every random opinion. Formulate your principles. For example, if you show diligence, it will work. Realize how much you are confident in this principle. 4. Celebrate every win, big and small. Just because you are taking smaller steps to the end result does not mean you cannot celebrate each achievement. The mere act of celebration and patting yourself on the back is the very positive energy that will bolster your confidence for the next step. Again, constant positive reinforcement builds momentum and confidence. 3. Don't be afraid of people. The people around you can have many fears and doubts, even if they look very confident. Being in society, there is no need to think that you become in the position of small fish surrounded by sharks. Actually, you can be surrounded by weak and questioning people, even if they try to hide it. You should not be afraid of people, especially if they cannot cause you any harm. Do not be shy in front of bosses, women or men, colleagues. They're human like you. 2. Remember, it all depends on you. If you claim, "I have nothing to get, I'm not capable," "I can't," remember that it all depends on your will. You decide whether you will get something or not. If you really want to do it, then be a hard-working person and it will work. And even if not, you can try again. You are free and you have no time to hesitate. Don't let character features to prevent you from attaining your goals and become the kind of person you want to become and get what you want to get from life. There are more things you can do rather than you used to think. Do not be afraid of difficulties, just start acting. 1. Have fun. This is perhaps the most important of all. No matter what you do, where you do it or how you do it. Life is for living and living is to be enjoyed. Doing all the steps mentioned above and not having the most amazing time of your life is most definitely the wrong way to do it. Have fun, enjoy life because you deserve it. Conclusion. I hope this book was able to help you to build your self-esteem. Improving yourself takes time and effort. You have to be willing to make the changes and be committed to taking action rather than just reading about them. The next step is to put the useful information you found here into practice day by day, and begin to enjoy the wholesomeness of life.